When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the edition of the Make We Talk Current Affair program with yours truly, Jeffrey Tavares. I am your host, and I will be with you until maybe 10, 11 o'clock tonight. We'll be speaking about what is going on in the land of wood and water. On Saturday, I heard Mr. Rattigan gave you an extended version of this drill that's become a saga a scandal that is rocking the Andrew Holness administration. It's rocking the Andrew Holness administration. And when you look at it, it begs to ask the question, are they for the people of Jamaica? You dig deeper in the whole entire saga, you see so many things and so many names and so many invoices that doesn't add up. It doesn't look good. But for those who believe that we're only tearing down this administration, you make a sad mistake. But before I begin this program this afternoon, I want to say good evening to all those who continue to come on this platform, all the students of the Make We Talk program who continue to come on this platform, who continue to make sure that this platform go places. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I want to say good afternoon to my auntie in the chat room, Lady Joy Reynolds. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. Good afternoon to Paulette. Jeffrey, what's up, my good friend? Black Beauty, good afternoon. Or good evening. I want to say this evening here, I want to start out with something here. No matter what we may class ourselves to be, and we must not put a political party in front of a nation. We, the Jamaican people, must continue to put this nation in front of political party. And for those who continue saying, I'm a born liberator, I'm a born comrade, I think we must stop this nonsense. We must stop this nonsense because it is not putting this nation anywhere. I won't be long with my opening commentary tonight, as I'm gonna have Head Boy and others come on in. But I start this evening because our nation is at a crossroad. And when I say our nation is at a crossroad, Jamaica is at a crossroad. Hey Beckford, how you doing? You know, I'm gonna make Beckford one of the moderators too. I'm gonna make Beckford one of my moderators, you know. We start this afternoon because our nation is at a crossroad. A crossroad in which Jamaica is weighing in the balance. In the balance of, is this nation going forward or is this nation going backward? Many Jamaicans will say because of the political elite that Jamaica is going forward. Other Jamaicans may say it's going backward. Let me say something to you tonight. And I've always said this. Anyone can do a research on a Jeffrey Tavares. I am not a member of any political party, nor do I want to be a member of any political party. Jamaica must be first. We must put this piece of rock in the Caribbean first. And whether we like it, yes or no, no political party should be in front of your nation. We must put this nation in front of every political party it can be. Whether it be the UIC, the NDM, the Marcus Garvey movement, the UIC, the People's National Party of the Jamaica Labour Party. We Jamaicans must put this nation before any political party in this country. And we must for this nation to become a country that we can leave for our children, we must put this nation first. And so tonight, as I end my opening commentary on this platform tonight, let me say this to you all. Let me say this. No matter what road we take, no matter what hardship we face, we must always look beyond the horizon. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my fellow Jamaicans, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the future of the democracy of this nation. Let me say this to you again. Let me say this to you again. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the future of Jamaica, in the future of this democracy that we call Jamaica. As I said to you all, the future of Jamaica lies in the palm of your hands. The future of this nation lies in the palm of your hands. The future of Jamaica does not lie in the palm of the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party or the NDM or the UIC. Yes, we elect leaders, but the future of this nation lies in your hands. And for this country to go forward, as I said, the sense of urgency is what we must have. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for the future of this country. The future of Jamaica depends on all of us. And we must fight for this country. Not because your party is in power. You're gonna accept what your party do. Cannot be. And it must not be. It cannot be because your party will spend $31 million. Your government will spend $31 million on a Neuro drill. You must stop, take a look, go on Google, and search the price for a drill. Compare what they're telling you. For this nation to change, it starts with us. For this nation to have accountability, it starts with us. And we must have accountability. We, the people, must demand accountability. And we must ask ourselves, this election year, what are we voting for? Are we voting for a political party? Or are we voting for a better Jamaica? Are we voting for a political party? I want to say good evening to my good friend Howard, who's coming on with us. Howard, good evening to you, man.
Good evening, Jeffrey. How are you?
I'm good. We finish this on here and we can have a robust discussion. Are we voting for a political party? Are we voting for this nation? In which modern democracy can a drill that costs 15,000 US dollars, the taxpayers of the nation must pay $31 million? Which modern democracy are we living in? Or which country are we living in? And because your party is in power, you must not ask any question. And some Jamaicans who do not know certain things, because they tell them something, they run with it. As I said on this platform time and time again, do not take what Jeffrey Tavares say as Bible and verse. Go and do your own research. Go and do your own research, because if you don't, I may tell you a lie you don't know. Go and do your own research. And as we come on this platform tonight, we come to seek the truth. We come to speak the truth. And we come to see if we, in this area, can be the change that we seek in this country. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for the future of Jamaica land we love. That is what we need to do. And that is what we must do. We must do so. And as the election year comes on us, we must investigate and ask ourselves, what are we voting for? Are we voting for a political party? Are we voting for a better Jamaica? Ask yourself those questions. And you will answer yourself. You say, boy, you're going crazy. No, you'll answer yourself. Think about this nation. Think about this country from 1962 until now. The amount of money that is cost overrun and the amount of money that gone down the drain could have built how many hospitals, how many schools, how many factories in this country? Where are we going in 2025? Are you voting for? That is the question that you must ask yourself tonight. That is the question that all of us must ask ourselves. Every single Jamaican. When you are born a Jamaican. You were never born a People's National Party or a Jamaica Labour Party member. When you cut us the same color green. And I come on this platform tonight because I heard some racial slur, or what they want to call it, and people chatting on sort of nonsense, who born from who no born here. And I listen to TikTok. And the way how I see Jamaicans treating each other on TikTok and calling each other name, you're dirty this and you're dirty that, all in the name of politics. I ask myself the question, is this a Jamaica that I want to raise my children in? Is this a Jamaica that we're going to leave our children for? Yes, this country has been a classist country for many years. But I think classism has finished away in Jamaica. And when you have a prime minister endorsing Everett Warmington, about saying Mark Golding was born in England, in London, England, I wonder sometimes. That is the only thing you can put in a political platform to garner votes? Or are we going on a political platform? Until now, the Prime Minister hasn't addressed the drill issue in this country, you know. $31 million. He hasn't addressed it. They have this so-called press conference and nothing was said. But tonight, as we come on here to speak about issues facing our country and to play some videos, let me read this little poem to you once more before I go. I'm bringing my good friend Howard McDonald, Up Jamaica Movement of the People. It is today that our best work can be done. Not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my fellow Jamaicans, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for Jamaica's future, the fight for this country, the fight for this democracy. That is what we must do. If we really want to leave a better Jamaica for our children, the work begins now. Thank you all for listening to me. My good friend, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
Hey, thank you. I'm good. How are you doing, Jeffrey?
I am doing wonderful. You know, I want to play some video before we're having a chit chat here. We're going to have some other people coming on.
Good.
But I want to play something here. The Prime Minister, Labor Day, was at a Labor Day function, and MP Hines, our caretaker, I think he's a caretaker, Hines, or MP, I can't remember, from the People's National Party, was there. And he said he bought a sculpture and said to the Mr. Hines, give it to opposition leader Mark Golding. And he said to him, this is for Mr. Golding, and this is as he wanted to say this is for oh Lord, I remember the word, but anyway, I want you to listen to this.
You have any more of these?
Yes. Not in this color, but yes, I do have. A lot.
So
not in this color.
I'm going to buy one more from you.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to invite Wavell, representing the leader of the opposition. Please give this to the leader of the opposition. Here. My gift on Labor Day for unity. Hi. Very well. Yes.
You hear it? He said, my gift on Labor Day for unity. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, if you give Wavell Hines a gift to the opposition leader on Labor Day for unity, tell me something now. In the same breath, you went in a political platform and you said this.
Say, I'm on Banya, and I not leave ya. Figo a UK, no way, sir. Me pata boil ya, me belly full ya. Sweet Jamaica. My father is, I was born.
What are you telling the Jamaican people, Mr. Holness? And I hear Idiot Amin, along with others, talking that a Jamaican was born here. Let me make something clear on this platform. Me, nobody can go tell anybody. So they see me ever put an X for either Labour Right or PNP. Because nobody know who I vote for. And nobody can go and say they see my name put on Belmont Road or down by Hope Road. Why I'm saying this, the racism thing in this country must stop. It must stop. Professor John Golding came to Jamaica during the cholera outbreak in this country. Professor Golding was heading to the United States. The government of the day asked Professor Golding to stay on. Professor Golding stayed on, fell in love with Patricia Smith, or Levy, I think, yes. Ended up staying in Jamaica, married to Miss Patricia, had Mr. Golding, Mark Jefferson Golding. He was born in Jamaica. He was never born in the United Kingdom. He got his British citizenship because of his father. But Jamaican Constitution state, under the Commonwealth thing that we have, the Westminster system that we have, that a British citizen can come and sit in the Parliament of Jamaica. It begs to ask the question this. Is the Labour Party and others hell-bent and dividing this country some more? Are they planning to divide this country some more, that they will never speak the truth? It doesn't hurt me because of Mr. Golding or whatever. It hurt me because in 2025, this country that we call Jamaica, the people of the Vumva in Cherry Garden, and Upper St. Andrew and Norbrook, still fooling the people of this country. And those who are in the parliament of this country, still pushing the narrative of racism in this country, of classism in this country. That it must stop. And we must speak about it. You can't have a prime minister going on a political stage. Me not have to go to UK. These things must stop. $3 trillion of taxpayers' money unaccountable for. He never speaks about it. $31 million for a newer drill. He never speaks about it. And I can go on and on and on and on. They're lying to the people of this country. Our poverty rate is down. While Jamaicans are begging the family overseas to send this and send that for them. And all they can do on a political platform, Mr. Holness, is go and sing about I'm and Barney, I mean, I'll go to UK. When will this stop? It is a silly season, yes. But when you have a person like Everett Warmington pushing this narrative from way back when, it sticks. A Jamaican whose father did not have to stay in Jamaica and help Jamaica. What if they know the significant work that Professor John Golding did for this country? He built the Mona Rehab for those who may have spinal injury or other injury and help them. That is why Professor Golding, and he organized so many help for the people of this country. And all you can hear on the political platform is that Mark Golding, who decided to give himself to serve this nation, wasn't born here. Anyway, Me rumbling and tumbling. My good friend, welcome to the program again. Your views on what is going on in this country.
Well, here's the thing that I've seen.
Your volume is a bit too low. Can you a little higher for me? Your volume is a bit low.
Can you hear me?
A little bit better. Go ahead now.
Okay. So for the last 80 years, Jeffrey, nothing has changed. You can't create a system by the colonial masters to govern people a certain way. It has not worked. You know, when I was in high school, I was thinking to myself, because I've never voted just like you. I'm not a PNP or GLP.
I have voted, you know.
Because I always...
No, don't get me wrong. Hold on there. I have voted, you know. I've voted on many occasions.
Okay.
But
Well,
I am not only telling anybody that I'm a diehard. Is a diehard. No. They're here, not there for me.
Okay.
Our country come first. And
Yeah,
the country's, Howard, the country's hemorrhaging.
That's what I was getting to.
Go ahead, my friend.
I always thought that if these people on the opposing side of the government are not united and they don't see the best people, like I think about meritocracy and expertise. So I always said to myself, if they see that people on both sides of the aisle have the expertise to do the work, why do we have an opposing side if we're one Jamaica? And I never got an answer to it until recently. I thought about it. I'm like, the two-party system does not work. It's a very divisive system that they created for us. We need to get people in each constituency to select the people who they want to represent them.
Yes.
We don't need to have people in government who are parliamentarians holding posts such as Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Health. You can't have these posts. They need to hire separate people with the expertise to do this job, because you're going to also have a conflict of interest. You know, so we need to change this two-party system. And we have actually come up with something in our group that we hire people based on their experience. Forget about the party system and having people get kickbacks and I use them friend, because to me, the biggest gangs in Jamaica, you know, and a government. The two parties had them at the dance. And these dons have them little underlings that they provide weapons and ammunition to divide the people. We have to get rid of the gangs at the top. You can't be giving yourself all these 300% increases and then the civil servants can't even get 20%. To me, there are some potbelly pigs on both sides of the aisle. They're greedy. They're doing nothing to enhance the life of regular Jamaicans.
You know something to Howard? Let's take this drill as an example. It's alleged that the person who is the head of this organization that buy the drill from is a chief medical officer from the University of West Indies Hospital. You hear some things circulating on social media. A whistleblower. And I got this when the whistleblower decided to came out with it. And when I got it, I said to myself, should I play this thing? And I held on to it. I held on to it for quite a while. I sent it to a friend of mine. Then I heard my good friend Andre Stevenson with it. And I said, you know, it's true. This thing is no longer secret, because Andre have it playing it. I know you haven't heard it. And for the interest of everybody on this platform here, I want you to listen to this. It's a very long thing. I want to sit down and listen to it. Because when you listen to this thing here, you know, it gives you goosebumps. I'm going to ask a question tonight. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Where is Jamaica's Governor General? Is the GG okay? Is the Governor General recovering quite well from his spinal surgery? Is that gentleman conducted that spinal surgery? And the son, an outside son of a former politician, were there a medical team apart from those two persons who said that they are neurosurgeons? Were there a medical team inside a surgery room with the GG apart from those two so-called neurosurgeons? Where you hear the both of them didn't pass certain things. And when you dig deeper, as my good friend Finzi Smith would say, oh, what a tangle web we wave. When you dig deeper, you get something stinking and rivet and dump. How many Jamaicans has had surgery done by these two individuals and they have complication? And what did the University of West Indies do about it? Huh? That is a question we must ask ourselves. I want you to listen to this, my friend.
To the corruption that took place in and continues to occur in. Yeah, Sophie, let me tell you something. I've been witness to the corruption that took place in and continues to occur in neurosurgery. When I tell you that Carl Bruce failed many exams and shouldn't be in neurosurgery, and Peter Charles failed even more as Colonel Charles outside,
You hear the name? You heard that name?
Colonel Charles.
The question that we must ask ourselves tonight and going forward, what is the Medical Council Board of Jamaica doing? Were these two individuals in charge of Jamaica's Governor General surgery and other surgeries? Were there complications? My good friend Lady Williams, I'm going to Google that name. I Googled that name already. But I was too caught up this evening to put on that. I want to continue listening to this, my good friend. Listen to this.
Failed 4 times the most important subject. Carl Bruce failed the most important subject. And he should not be a neurosurgeon. None of them should be a neurosurgeon. None of them. What they have done is use the place as a thiefdom. And a Guyanese named Ivor Crandon come from Guyana, the son of a policeman, to rob the place. He is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. What he has done. He has stood by and encouraged this corruption to take place. And they walk around speaking speaky spokey as if they're so decent and upright when they're nothing but. Absolutely deplorable. Absolutely deplorable. Carl Bruce is the substantive owner of medical technology. His need.
You hear that? Carl Bruce is alleged he's a substantive owner of Meditech. The company that supply, not only UWI, that company supply every single hospital in Jamaica. And to me, that's a conflict of interest. And you have the Minister of Health The Minister of Health himself is friend with this man. They went to school together. But listen to some more of this. I don't want to continue interrupting. I want you to listen to this.
Niece, Trudy Ricketts, cannot be fired because she's put there to watch things. She's a watcher. Athol Hamilton is a front man. A guy called Green is there. These people have not moved from medical technology. They cannot be moved because they're in the racket. They're in the racket. And what happens is that Carl Bruce orders his juniors only to buy things from medical
what?
Technology. His company. Let me give you a horrific example of how terrible these people are. Say, for instance, a disc, an intervertebral disc in your neck. That's the shock absorber between the vertebral bodies. It's ruptured. What we do in England is to just drill off something called osteophytes, the bone spurs, and keep them. We take out the destroyed disc and we insert a plastic.
You hear that?
Packed with dust inside the disc. And that's it. But the horrific thing what Carl Bruce does is write a prescription for a titanium plate, 4 or 6 screws, and dead American bones. Listen to me. Dead American bones. So instead of using a plastic cage, which has no risk, they use dead American bones, which has a tiny risk of passing on a slow virus.
So the question must be asked tonight. Is the GG incapacitated that he can't work after that surgery? Was it Carl Bruce and Pernell Charles' son who did the surgery on Jamaica's Governor General? Was it Mr. Carl Bruce and Pernell Charles' son who did many surgeries on other people? I get into something here, so make it talk. Hold on. Listen to this.
To pack into that space. So the cost jumps from $50,000 to anywhere from $250,000 to $350,000. This is dry foot, poor country boy, Carl Bruce. He's not only violent by nature, violent by words, violent by deeds, violent by emotions, but he's also a crook. He and Kingsley Chin, you can look up Kingsley Chin, cohabit together in the company. Spine Frontier, if you look upon Kingsley Chin's indictment in the US, he had to give up half the value of his company. Half the value of his company to the US authorities because Spine Frontier was paying kickbacks, including to, I believe, Carl Bruce is a recipient of money from Spine Frontier. And doctors in America lost their license. They had to pay back like $1.4 million US to Medicare, Medicaid. And Kingsley Chin destroyed their reputation. Kingsley Chin and Carl Bruce was like peas in a pod, bottom to a bench. Spine Frontier's equipment were domiciled inside medical technology at the back of Northside Plaza in Ligonier. The poor public, which is a main contractor of medical technology, had no clue that the same Carl Bruce who gets his juniors to write the prescription is a beneficial owner of the company. It's a principal owner of the company. He has 2 criminal charges against him. And it makes perfect sense for there also to be evidence of corruption. He and Christopher Tufton went to school together. They went to Manchester High School together. So the 2 of them conspire and make a wonderful team to completely rob the government and the people of Jamaica of resources.
Now tell me something now. Let's some more of this. Tell me something now. Howard, you believe that if this was happening in the United States, let me say some head with a roll long time.
Look, long time, but you gotta watch the system. Who controls the system? The government appoint people that won't bring charges against them. The only person that can bring a charge against the government or any one of the politicians is the DPP, right? You have the Integrity Commission doing things with the illicit aid, and you can't hear nothing about it, right? You think you're gonna have any charges coming in? But you know, there's a blueprint to change all of this. What we're doing, we're just going back and rehashing what's happening, you know, at the time. But there's a blueprint to fix this.
Hold on there. If we talk about that blueprint, you hold on a minute. We'll continue to do this.
Okay.
Whilst giving them inferior treatment. What's happening to the Governor General now? How is he doing? Why aren't we seeing him in public? What's happening to Miss Sweeney? How did she do? And what happened to the others who died? Carl Bruce is not a spinal surgeon. He has not done a spinal fellowship. Carl Bruce just did 1 year and 10 months in Canada. To do a fellowship, you need to do 1 straight year. He could not do that because he has not finished his training. So he has to do a maximum 6 months rotations. So he can't do a fellowship with just a 6-month rotation. He is a criminal today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And Christopher Tufton found in him somebody very, very useful. A useful, well, I won't use the term that Netanyahu used, but Carl Bruce knew what he was doing. He knew what he was after when he set up the medical technology companies. And here it is, people like Vincent Lawrence asking me, why am I not at UE? He himself was hunting the man for 2 days after Carl Bruce bludgeoned Sarah Lawrence, bludgeoned her. Hunting him with his 9mm to go and shoot Carl Bruce for beating up his niece, the former Miss Jamaica, and I think the Miss Caribbean, and she became pregnant during her pageantry, and they said she can serve out her term. She, of course, wants to just stay out of it all. But she, Deidre Rowe, the man's wife, the man's previous girlfriends, one from Barbados, he bludgeoned them. He attacked me and think he would get away with it. He never knew that the police would arrest him. There are many people he attacked. And the nurses are in some way, in a sense, hypocritical, but I can understand they're afraid to lose their jobs. But they have been attacked many times by Carl Bruce, and they should stand up to him and tell him to get out of University Hospital. He should be fired on spot. He should be fired immediately before they drag the hostel further down.
Now tell me something now. Hold on a minute there.
Because this is...
Tell me something now. We have Head Boy joining us, but tell me something here now. What is the Medical Council Board of Jamaica doing? All of this allegation comes out. In any modern democracy, you'd hear somebody from the Ministry of Health come out and said, we have launched an investigation in this and we're trying to do X, Q, Y, Z. You hear nobody said anything about it. Not a soul. Not one single soul says nothing about this. The so-called Minister of Misinformation, Senator Dana Morris Dixon, had a so-called wishy-washy press conference the other day. She said nothing about it. The Prime Minister came and he said nothing about it. So Jamaicans must continue going to UE with back problem and other problems and knee problems. And have people patching them up. Head boy, come on in here. I want you all to listen to some more of this before we get anybody else to talk. Hold on there.
This is only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse. Down and down and down and down. If I'm not mistaken, Donovan Williams was there at the trial of Carl Bruce, commencement trial on the 15th of April. After 5 months, police was looking for him to hand himself in. And the fella was hiding, dodging, running away, speeding down Old Hope Road and caught in a police trap. Sadly, the police did not know who he was. So he thought he got away. A call then came later for him to hand himself in. A lawyer came and took the indictment. Carl Bruce is a criminal and a coward. And he has no love for the people. No love in his heart. He's an evil man. And he should lose all the value of his company.
Who is this person calling me? Hello, good night.
Good night, Jeffrey. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Everything that the whistleblower spoke about is true. Look at the condition of Bobby Pickersgill. Bobby Pickersgill was the hottest man alive in Jamaica.
Yes.
And look at how that so-called neurosurgeon cut the man's waist and below loose. He can't stand up, he can't walk. It's the strangest ways I've ever seen a human being. Look at when they were bringing him on the stage or by stage tonight's presentation. Yes, Bobby Pickersgill is in a very bad condition. And we were wondering all along why he looked that way. And now we have found out that it was caused by the so-called neurosurgeon who is using government resources to do his practice, to do his private practice.
Let me ask you a question, though, caller. When you sit down and listen to all of this nonsense going on in this country, wherein $31 million for a neuro drill, and this individual here, he's the owner of this, whatever they call it. And
that
so many
company.
things, hold on there for me. And so many things going on. You believe that if it was in the United States, this thing would continue?
Kingsley Chin, who is Carl Bruce's business partner, he was arrested and charged in the US for grand fraud against Medicaid and other health facilities by the government. And he solicited other neurosurgeons to fill bogus prescription in order to rob the government. And they held him. And he, in a plea deal, he is giving up his company. And he is not going to be able to work again as a medical doctor. And all the other doctors he was doing business with, he reported them to the feds.
So what about...
So his sentencing is set for August 6th this year.
So, my man,
so he has given up all of that.
So what about what is going on in Jamaica here now?
But listen, that doctor who called himself a neurosurgeon, he's a criminal, he's a big fish and he should be taken down. Medical technology should be closed and its proceeds given to the government. It should not be allowed to function. It's a criminal organization. And so many persons have died as a result of that man. And everybody who has scheduled appointments with him should relinquish those appointments. Unless they want their bodies to be experimented upon.
You know.
And when you look at the condition of Bobby Pickersgill, I can tell you.
Hold on there for
that is not Bobby Pickersgill, my brother.
Hold on for me, caller. Hold on. You know, I've been saying this for many years, you know. And I want to apologize for what I'm saying because I know why I said it. I have been saying this for years. Gail Jackson, go out and come back in. They can hear us. I've been saying this for many years. That the University of West Indies Hospital is a guinea pig hospital. And you know why I say it?
Yes.
I've worked in a hospital for many years in the Cayman Islands. And if I go in there as a patient, there is a docket that is being prepared for me. From the front desk straight to the ward. And when Dr. Headboy comes on, Dr. Headboy writing the same docket. When Dr. McDonald comes on, the same thing. Dr. Tavares comes on, the same thing. At UWI, they have 11 dockets for you, you know. Because these so-called University of West Indies training students, they make up all kind of dockets for you.
But this man is the architect of all of the butt surgeries being performed up there, and we were wondering how so many persons were dying because of complications from surgery. The young man with his knee had a minor injury and he died up there, 16 years old. And he told his mother that, listen, I don't feel like doing the surgery. And the mother said, let's get it out of the way, because she was a loving and concerned mother. Right? And that guy is one of the consultants. He's the chief person up there that is organizing these people's deaths, whether negligently, unprofessionally, or otherwise, or by malpractice. You understand me? And he must not be allowed to stay there because the results are detrimental. You know, and there is an intricate and clandestine connection with himself and Dr. Kingsley Chin. Right? They are business partners, and I am saying that the opposition should write to the State Department for them to reopen an investigation into Kingsley Stewart and Dr. whatever at the neurosurgeon was, but all these surgeries, you know, so it is a possibility that he could be extradited to the US, because if he was a conspirator or beneficiary of what Dr. Kingsley Chin was doing, then the US has an interest in him. So that aspect of the investigation should be open. Carl Bruce cannot hide, you know? And all I'm saying is that there are too many complainants.
Yes. All right, my friend.
Look at the Governor General, Jeffrey, in closing. The Governor General, you know, could have walked. It's just a minor surgery was required, you know, minor spinal surgery. And the man now, everywhere that every event that he should be turning up, his Custos Fuller has to be doing it for him.
Yes, and I was told that
he's not seen.
Acting Governor General Custos Fuller is doing it.
Yes, and the man could have walked before. He was moving up and down. Yeah.
But hold on there, caller. We have to go because of the panel. Don't you think the office of the Prime Minister, the office of the GG, their press person should be saying something to the people of this country about the condition of the GG, sir?
Of course, they should file a suit against the neurosurgeon and also body pickers against family.
Hold on, no. I'm not talking about suit. I'm saying to you, do you believe that the press secretary of the GG or the Prime Minister's press secretary should come out and tell the Jamaican people what's going on with the GG?
Of course. The GG, from my understanding, the GG is in a detrimental condition right now, solely caused by that neurosurgeon. And it cannot be hidden anymore, Jeffrey.
All right, my friend. Thanks for calling.
These things must be made public. Okay.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Head boy, welcome to the program. Head boy, you there?
Yes, I am, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening to your other panelists, Mr. McDonald.
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
Head boy, your take on all of this, head boy?
I mean, there's nothing more to say about this $31 million drill, you know, because if you realize this drill issue has gotten all of the entities of government so angry that they are now, today the UE, University of the West Indies Hospital, issued a press statement saying that they were going to sue anybody that would be necessarily, anybody that would be publishing anything about the situation. I want people to understand that what is happening is damage control. You have never seen, by the way, Yui and Sarah has no authority to sue any individual in Jamaica because they are public bodies and they are, as public bodies, they are open for scrutiny. Yes? And as per the law, which allows for both the Integrity Commission and some aspects of the whistleblower legislation that we partially implemented, it requires that if you are aware of malfeasance in any public body, you can speak on it, and that information then should be provided if for further update to the Integrity Commission. But I want to go back to your first opening remarks, Jeffrey, in regards to this thing about Mark Golding's skin color that seemingly is not going away. And it's not even skin color is the issue. It's the fact that they're saying Mark Golding wasn't born here. And I think it is a dark day in Jamaica when we continuously have an administration that when Mr. Seaga was being flogged or being flanked and the comments was being made that he was not from Jamaica, the JLP was on the defensive. Even though that's a statement of fact, Mr. Seaga was not born in Jamaica. Nevertheless, he chose Jamaica as his home, and we equally welcomed him. Yeah. The truth be told is, what is happening is that the JLP has nothing on which to campaign, and they are now going along the lines of race, color, creed, who come from here, from who ain't come from here. And what it is doing is that it is further opening up some divide in the society, and it is turning off people of certain ethnicity, not just high pigmentation now, but remember there are also groups. Because if the Prime Minister and his ministers can be saying Mark Golding is not from Jamaica, what is to stop them to say the people of Indo or Asian descent in Jamaica are not from Jamaica? What is to stop them to say the Maroons are not from Jamaica and therefore should not be allowed to express themselves in the way they want? So what we have to be careful is for years as a country, we have strived, we have made efforts on combating issues surrounding equality, having discussions on how we can move forward as a country, especially with the political divide and the political tribalism. And these conversations are not adding. I remember to Jeffrey and your host quickly as I yield to you. Remember that the comments were not just at the comments made by Mr. Holness or made on the platform was not just by Mr. Holness that I found strange. I found it quite strange that a minister of government would go on a platform and play a song that has connotation of, as we know in Jamaica, homophobia. Now, I am not, Jamaicans have always openly had some homophobic tendency. Nobody not gonna deny that. But as a minister of state, as a minister within the government, it is your role now to ensure that you, and by the way, you know what's funny? The man on the stage, Jeffrey, a burn out, as we'd say in Jamaica, a burn out and a bonfire. But on the same platform with him were persons of the same liking, inkling. Because I saw a particular member of parliament from the hills of Clarendon, I didn't call her name, and I know, like I have revealed here openly, that the member of parliament was having questionable young men at his home in questionable dress up. They were virtually, as we say in Jamaica, they were we having pool party with all men. With all men. And it's no secret. People in that constituency knows in
Yes.
in the north, people know what is the MP preference. So I'm saying we need to come out of this nonsensical. These conversations don't add to the ordinary Jamaican, and it don't endanger trust, and it don't garner any trust and moving forward. But Jeffrey, I'll yield to you. That those are my few points on the other thing, and I'll come back.
Yes, we're gonna go back to the whole neuro drill system because I am getting some information here that I have to go through it. I want to say thanks to one of my producer, well, my main producer of this program here. I won't call her name on air. She know who I'm talking. Thank you very much, Lady D. Thank you. I am gonna the more we talk about this thing, the deeper this thing gets. Because I'm getting some more information here that I can't say it as yet. As you all know, I have to verify this with my big team there. So Wilfred, right again. Anyway, let's go back to the whole issue here now about this political turmoil in this country. Mr. McDonald,
Yes, sir.
talk to us. Give us 2 minutes of your take on everything, sir. And what would you do if you're Jamaica, you're up Jamaica movement? And by the way, how much people have come up in the general election?
Say that again.
How many people have contested in the general election in this coming up?
We are not contesting the general election, and there's a reason to that. Let me just give you my point. Can I speak boldly and truth on your program, sir?
Go ahead, sir. You
Okay.
have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. So we have been reflecting in our group of Jamaica of what we actually need to do. And it's different. Earlier I said to you that we have a blueprint. And it's very easy. The blueprint is Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore. If we look at history, Haiti succeeded. They say Haiti is a failed state, but Haiti actually succeeded. And the reason why Haiti is failed now is because they succeeded. When the colonials see people succeeding, there's a problem. Ibrahim Traore is succeeding. And that's why they want to put him down, because he succeeded. We have so much injustice in Jamaica. The political elites hardly ever get charged. And even if they get charged, they get a slap on the wrist. But the regular Jamaicans will go to prison. Or they attack them, or they start watch them, or they start beat out confession from them. But when the politicians do it, it's a problem. We have the JDF, and we have the JCF, we have the DPP. And you're telling me these people with the power that see corruption, see no integrity in the government, no accountability, no transparency, and they sit there and watch these people getting away with crime. And here we are talking about another corruption in Jamaica. Every time you turn in politics, and I don't care which side of the aisle you stand on, PNP or GLP, it's corruption. These are some pot-bellied pigs who are greedy. And we need to get rid of them. And as I said, the blueprint is Ibrahim Traore. And the JDF and the JCF need to stand for justice in Jamaica. We need to get rid of this corruption. We keep talking about this.
Hold on for me. Hold on. My producer did something to me a while ago. The views expressed on this program, and let's say the views of the Make We Talk program or its host. Those are the views of the guests on the platform here, and also those in the chat room. What are you trying to say to us, sir?
I'm
That
saying
need a military
only that,
takeover.
that in order to get rid of the colonial system, we need, and I'm not saying, what I'm advocating for now is a restoration of honesty, integrity, transparency, and accountability. That's what I'm advocating for. After 80 years, we've been trying to do this and we can't get it done. We need to try something else. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. And I prefer to speak the truth because most of them speaking lies loudly, but we should speak truth and whisper it. We don't need to whisper truth. We need to speak truth freely. We need to get rid of this colonial system that has held us down for so long. It's not working. And that's why we have so many people coming discussing the ruling party and the opposition party and who are criminal and who are not criminal. We need to cut this out. Otherwise, we're going to be in this cycle over and over again. If the JCF can't restore the power, or the JDF can't restore the power to the people need to take back power. It's sickening. We can't keep going over the same thing over and over and over and expect we're going to get different results because all we're going to be is talking heads. We need to give the power back to the people by the hook or the crook. That's all I have to say about it. Otherwise, we're going to keep spinning our wheels and talking about, oh, this person bad, that person bad. We know they're all corrupt. Every side has corruption, from FinSac to SSL to the health department where I lose trillions of dollars. Now to this guy, what name again? Carl Bruce, Kingsley Chin, Christopher Tuft and friends. If we don't do something to the country drastically, oh, you might say, okay, I'm calling for a revolution. I'm calling for accountability, transparency, integrity. We need to get people based on meritocracy and based on their expertise in the field that they're going to work in. Otherwise, we're going to keep spinning our wheel and going around in circles, and nothing will change. We, the people, need to take the power back. That's what I have to say about this. That's the blueprint that we have, and we need to do it. We need to stop playing around with these people. 63 of them. Why 63 people in Parliament selling our country to the highest bidder? We can't access the beach. Local Jamaica can't access the beach. If you look on the tourism sector, the road is fixed. You go to inner city, the road bad. Pothole bigger than the car.
Are you talk about that?
Out.
As you talk about that, head boy, are you aware or have you seen the roads in St. Thomas?
Yeah, I've seen the videos of the road, and it is obvious. But Jeffrey, before you go to that point, there's a point that Mr. McDonald raised that I want to speak on a little bit, because I want people to understand, as we are less than 3 months away from an election, and you know my view, Jeffrey, on the role of third parties. As I believe there is a space and a niche for third parties that exists in. I particularly have a heart for third parties because even though unapologetically I'm a comrade, I'm not afraid to say that. But I believe in holding our leaders accountable. And I believe sometimes an outside voice has the ability to look, because you know the jury window, looking in, looking out, you're looking a little bit better when you're looking from the outside than inside looking out. But what I see and what I'm saying to a lot of the third parties now, let's be real. An election is 3 months away. If we were to ask ourselves the question, what has Andrew Holness administration over 9 years, particularly with the issue of this beach, it has gotten worse under Andrew Holness because there has been a direct policy of the Holness administration to virtually sell our prime assets, which include beaches. And instead of putting in the negotiations with a lot of these hotels, that look here, yes, you can access our beaches. We're going to say to our people, you can walk through the front gate of the people in the hotel, go, but you want to go swim on beach. Nothing is wrong with that. That is done in almost every Caribbean country. You can access, there's access way to the beach. Yeah? So what we now need to have is a discussion on creating access. But I'm saying, we are 3 months away from an election. There is no way. What we need to be focusing on now is how can we chart away, how can we hold the People's National Party accountable to some of its plans? Because the truth be told, it's going to be a two-horse race. It is going to be a two-horse race. Because what? Who is going to come in and challenge the PNP or the JLP? There's none. There's none.
Reason
Go ahead,
why
sir.
there's a reason why people aren't challenged. If you look at it, you think the PNP or the GLP have a mandate when 29% of the population voting? People are frustrated. People need options. Yeah, is a third-party option going to come in there? Maybe not. But if we don't change the trajectory of where the country is going and start focusing on Jamaicans first. If you ever watch the Olympics when Jamaican run, don't PNP and GLP support the athlete? Or when Bourgeois sing, or Vibes Cartel, we have a support the athlete. We're not PNP or GLP, we're Jamaicans. So why do we need this system to divide the country consistently and steal from the system? Well, regular Jamaican are suffer.
Yeah, but Mr. McDonald, my challenge with the third parties, and I've always said this. So I've had this discussion for years. So we argue, we cuss, we say, oh, the PNP now do nothing, the JLP now do nothing, them a mash up Jamaica. But I've said to myself, where is the same people who are making these claims year in, year out? Why aren't we seeing an organized political party? Why aren't we, for example, one of the problems that third parties face, unlike the UIC, when it started out, was like one of the buzz in Jamaica when it started out. But what happened is they want to fill candidate in almost every single seat. You don't have the resources of established parties. That's one. Two, what you should be doing, and Jeffrey has always heard me share this view, what you should be doing is targeting seats that are winnable, that are attainable. So, for example, you put two candidates up front, right? Hoping that at least one of the two you send a candidate and you can win, and you give them the support. You go in there, you look at the voters list, you look at the same low voter turnout you have been talking about, Mr. McDonald, right? And you say, how can I go into these areas and convince these people to vote for me? The argument, and I have a problem for years with third parties. They cost the PNP, they cost the JLP for saying, oh, they're doing nothing, but what they're not doing anything. But what is happening with third parties is they don't have a machinery. They have never invested in machineries. They have never invested in a mobilization team, right? The NDM, that depends standstill. The UIC attempted, and now we're hearing about. I'm not certain if this is a party or it's a movement of people, but I'm just saying for third parties, what they need to look at is they need to look at from a strategic point of view. What is your aim? Which seat you're going to take, and how you can even have one of your members in the house raising your voice and then letting people see how third parties perform.
You know, Head Boy and Mr. McDonald. You know why? And I will say this publicly on my platform. UIC President Joseph Patterson will never come on this platform again. Never. Because you know why? Joseph Patterson cannot tell the Jamaican people of all the years UIC has been in existence, where is all the money? Two, in the local government election in St. Ann, a member of the UIC contested that election, and the president of the party was nowhere to be found. I have some problem with that. If you're putting up a person, the person go out there and say, okay, it's only him and some duppy was run up and down in St. Ann. You look behind him, there's about 3 duppies behind him. But you don't see UIC President Joseph Patterson. And you hear Sir Joseph Patterson step down as president. And all of a sudden he's still up there. I have a problem with those things, you know. And you cannot have, and I'm not saying he's doing this, but you cannot have a political party. We have 2 diatribes in this country. 2 diatribes in this country. And if a third party come up, and the third party can't have any accountability, they're fighting for power in the third party. It make any sense for the people of Jamaica to vote for anybody? And until now, Joseph Patterson told Wilfred Rattigan and myself that he doesn't have anybody coming up in the general election. And we said to him, so why? He said, why don't me and Rattigan come on down and we can run? And I'm being told that if a person want, say Jeffrey Tavares is in the UIC then, and I'm running for Western Westmoreland, the party collect money all over the years. I have to go back and beg money again to run my campaign in the constituency when the party executives have money. I don't understand this, and I'm being told it's alleged that the accountant is his wife's name. What Sankey sing, sir? And until now, Mr. Patterson cannot come and tell the people of this country, neither on his UIC YouTube channel, nor any other platform, how do you spend the money? You collect money from members of the Jamaican diaspora. Where the money gone?
Jeffrey, I think I need to refer you to, and I'm going to make you mind this moment, even though you're having a serious discussion. But let me refer you to a video from Peanut Dread. Yeah? The infamous Peanut Dread. Somebody I don't know about anybody. I mean, sometimes the language is a little bit not to my liking, but I do find him extremely funny. And Peanut Dread say, one of the problem with the Rasta man them,
yes,
when Selassie come and visit Jamaica and give them money to build up the school them, and educate themselves and take themselves out of poverty. But them still Jamaica beat drum and sing Naya Bingi. But him not say not done that. Him say go further than them just beating the drum and singing the Naya Bingi. All of them separate themselves and go farm mansions, as they know the houses of Rastafari. Because everybody want to collect them own money. And then the head of the house say you have to pay for him no work. He stop work if he used to work. Yeah? And the membership have to take care of him. So I am seeing in some instances, particularly in organizations, what we have seen with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the perfect example. The man take him charity money and put in to
and another thing again in the head, boy. You know why people will never like this black boy here when he named Jeffrey Tavares? You know why? Because I don't put up to nonsense. And I will say this publicly again. Members of the Jamaican diaspora, they're a bunch of set of hypocrites. You know why I keep on saying that? They're having a dinner somewhere in Orlando for the Prime Minister, $200 plate. Now tell me something now. A young lady has a 4-year-old son who need a brain surgery done. Lord Jesus, darling, if you listen to the program, now carry your son go your way. Your son is a very handsome little young man. We don't want to lose him. Because they want down to make Jesus have his mercy. Jeffrey, behave yourself tonight. The members of the Jamaican diaspora are a bunch of hypocrites. They're having something in Orlando. The Prime Minister coming up. $200 to go sit down and chat with the Prime Minister who has 28 bank accounts. $3 trillion of taxpayers' money accountable for, and no one knows about it. And when you ask for help, I don't help, but it take a long time for help. But the Prime Minister, oh Lord, I have to go and sit with my Prime Minister. One of them, good friend of mine, he called Mrs. Holness Jamaica's First Lady. And I sup up with them. Them is a bunch of set of hypocrites. They are hypocrites.
100%. 100%.
And it begs to ask the question, is the Jamaican diaspora for the Jamaican people, for the politicians? Huh? Is the Jamaican diaspora both in England, America, wherever? Are they for the Jamaican people or for the politicians? I hear a young man cussing in a video. We're a member of the People's National Party somewhere in New Jersey. And the amount of people see out there, the man say, oh, the young man say if you call for a fundraising for something in Jamaica, you're not seeing them come out there. But Jamaicans have this Bucky master mentality. Yes, master. Whatever you say, master, we'll do it, master. The Jamaican diaspora is up there, a set of bunch of hypocrites. Anyway, head boy, I was asked to ask you this question. That if you have you heard the blue dot polling?
I have heard the green dot polling, but I am not going to be distracted by the green dot polling. And let me tell you why. Recently there was a controversy in Trinidad. For some reason, this is the first in the history blue dot is a green dot or blue dot is actually getting it right. Because they were brought into Trinidad by the UNC with Kamala Prasad to do, targeted search. But Jeffrey, I want to say on this matter of the polls, I only listen to one poll and one poll only. Polls which are either conducted by my good friend and your good friend Jeffrey. Yes, we have the greatest respect for in the Eastern Caribbean as being an objective pollster, somebody you can buy. And if Bill Johnson does one, I'll listen to Bill as well. He's a very good pollster. Bill knows the to move away from something, Jeffrey. This drill. Tell the person we will respond to the blue dot, but this drill, it is important for people to know that Mr. Williams, Donovan Williams, should not be sitting in Parliament today. And this is a serious statement I'm making. He lied to the company's office in 2022 in a preemptive attempt to try to mask the true ownership of the company. Mr. Williams became a trustee of the said company. May 23, or April 23, 2023, the company's office, in keeping with FATA, which is the Financial Action Task Force recommendation to try to remove us from the grey list, they required that ultimate beneficial owners of companies be declared in an attempt to be compliant with the incoming recommendation.
Hold on for me, head boy. Hold on. Go ahead, head boy.
An attempt to be in keeping with the incoming recommendation. What they did was that Mr. Williams preempted what the company's office was about to introduce. He sat in the parliament, he saw it. He became a trustee of the company. That company then, in its initial offer, only had 50,000 shares. But the company took out 50,000 more. Now, why was 50,000 shares taken out but never assigned?
Very good question.
Now, if you're a trustee, why do poor people don't have trustees so really, unless they have a will? Yeah? But in most instances, trustee is set up to mask the real identity of who the true owner is. Now, by virtue of Mr. Williams' action, he is in contravention of the very same Companies Amendment Act which says ultimate beneficial owners must be declared, because he now becomes, by virtue of owning those 40,000 shares in trusteeship, the ultimate beneficial owner. Owners must be declared. Did he at any time declare his ownership in this company?
No, he did not.
He did not. So that is error one. But in a done there, The genesis of Meditech is quite funny. Meditech was incorporated in 2007. What incident occurred in 2007? There was a looming general election. The JLP was on the eve. Mr. Golding was elected Prime Minister September of that year.
Bruce Golding.
The election, yes, the election should have been in July, but the storm interrupted it and was postponed to September of that year, 2007. Since 2007, most of Meditech's contracts have been issued whilst the JLP has been in government. I want people to understand this 30, but most of the contracts started coming in 2016. Meditech, so far, has not just only have this $31 million drill. They're a large supplier of services to the government. And what is puzzling is who the 50,000 shares belong to. Because remember now, Donovan Williams, let's say Donovan is not lying. He says he's holding in trustee. Okay, so who is the trustee you're holding it? Who you're holding it in trustee for? But the other question is who the 50,000 unallotted, because that's what it is called. They're not allotted. Unallotted shares belong to. You know, you want to know who I believe those unallotted shares belong to?
Talk to me.
I believe we must go to the very top of the Ministry of Health and ask who those shares belong to.
But head boy, do you believe that Donald, as you said before, and Jamaicans must take this thing seriously, you know? We're spending $31 million on a drill that costs only 15,000 US dollars. And you hear nothing from the Minister of Health or the Prime Minister about it. My honest opinion, I don't think Donovan Williams, as what you said, should be sitting in the Parliament of Jamaica.
He lied to the by virtue he has broke. Let me tell you something. You know why the UBO thing has been put in place? So let me educate you people. Panama was called in the Panama Papers. The Panama Papers exposed that there were a lot of what we call politically exposed persons, PEPs. Yeah? The requirements for PEPs to operate companies and to open bank accounts are far way more stringent than the requirement for an ordinary individual because of the positions that they operate in. Mr. Williams, by virtue of his position in the government, by virtue of his connection to the government, should not have even if it was legal working yet. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, and Jeffrey. I am willing to give Donovan the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he was acting in his capacity as an attorney. What is coincidental is that this company that you're acting in your capacity as an attorney for is now at the center of major government contracts. Not just this $31 million one, but at major government contracts. This company is the largest supplier to Kingston Public Hospital, to the Bustamante Hospital for children, to KPA, to Louis, and to the Tony Tate Swing. When you look at those two entities, that last one I mentioned, the University of the West Indies, Tony Tate and University Public. Do you know that this person at the center of the discussion, as you know, holds a senior position there?
There's a conflict of interest.
That in itself is a major conflict of interest. I don't know. I will not speculate on whether the man is qualified or not qualified. And let me tell you why I won't speculate on it, Jeffrey. The gentleman who brought the news, Mr. Hunter, and this is what I want people to digest. Sometimes people say things in anger. Yeah? Sometimes they're frustrated. Because remember, he's in court with the man. This is the same man that Mr. Bruce is alleged to have beaten, you know. Yes? The same doctor. What I can garner from what he has said, which is worrying for me in the whole thing, is he mentioned two names. One I know very well. because of my political exposure. Young Charles, yeah,
Yes.
whom I would have seen with his adopted father many a time in North Central Clarendon. But I find it strange that this report, this release was done over between Thursday and Friday. And today is Monday, and we have not seen anything from the Medical Doctors Association. We have not seen anything from any of those bodies coming out to say, well, the man is certified, the man is this. But what I can say, I know for a fact about this Dr. Bruce, is that he holds down a lot of a lot of surgeons in the system. For a personal experience, I know of a friend who studied in Cuba. One of the damn best good, what they call them. Him do a lot of the orthopedic surgeries. Yeah, I know we have a lot of people mashing up in Jamaica, but he also has the ability to do the same thing, spinals and different stuff. He can operate anything similar to Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce used his position, right, to get the man moved from Port Maria. Then they move him from Port Maria, put him at St. Anne's Bay. He never stop until them send him up in the bush in Alexandria. Eh? What is a surgeon doing at a facility that don't have surgery, don't have the capacity for surgery? Yeah. So this guy Hunter is actually right in some sense that this guy is a vindictive guy. But people have to understand, Dr. Bruce and Christopher are personal friends. They went to Manchester High School together, but it's not done there. They studied at the University of Manchester in UK together. These are buddies. But let me expose it further. They're in the lodge together.
But head boy,
Yeah.
is you haven't, well, maybe I shouldn't ask you this question, you know. I don't think I should ask you this question. Go ahead.
Ask the question, Jeffrey. Go ahead.
Do you have any idea if Dr. Bruce is a member of the Jamaica Labour Party or the PNP?
I'll tell you this, he's friends with everybody. Let's put it
Oh,
that
so in other words, he's a part of everybody but friends with none.
I just told you, the man is a member of the lodge. If you understand the politics of
Yes.
Jamaica, it is the lodge that controls the politics, not the politics that control the lodge. Yeah? And so everybody gets along very well. And it is quite sad to see that the health system that is supposed to be caring for ordinary Jamaicans is being exploited in the manner. And no wonder why I want to say this evening to my good friend Marco Rubio, I ask you, my friend, to keep the restriction, the travel restriction in place in terms of what is happening in the healthcare. Because if they will not learn by doing what is right, let them learn by doing what is right, by having this sanction in place. Because it is that this thiefdom and theft of the resources of Jamaica, it needs to stop. And I'm saying if Mark Golding and the PNP goes with the same philosophy, rest assured, and I will say it because I have done it before. When I used to call Mutty Perkins as a young man, and I used to say PNP must apologize for the 18 years of some of the nonsense we did. There are persons in the party who hated me for it. But I'd never forget DK Duncan called me one side one day and Paul Burke. And he said, son, I respect you because you know why I respect you? You're learning how to shape your own political ideals. And that is important when you're a young man. So we need to ensure now that the same level of energy we have to hold the GLP to account must be the same level of energy that we expend to keep the PNP accountable and ensure that they do what they say they will do. Because this is no joke for me. I don't hate the GLP. I have nothing against the GLP. I have friends in the GLP. By the way, good evening, Bobby Montague. Want to tell you I'm hearing that this might be your last term, not the third term. So, I have friends in the GLP.
Yes. I want to say this. Hold on, I have a call coming. Hold on. Good evening. Welcome to the Mecca Talk program. You're live.
Good evening, Jeffrey, and to your guests.
Good evening, ma'am.
I'm a comrade, you see.
Mm-hmm. You're
Inside out. Born and will die one. But guess what?
Aren't you a Jamaican?
Do we
first?
have an opposition?
Hold on for me, ma'am. Aren't you a Jamaican first?
Yes, sir. That no question about that. But I'm just saying I'm going to criticize the opposition. And I'm making that clear.
Go ahead, ma'am.
That I'm criticizing even though I'm a comrade.
Uh-huh.
I hear the discussion that Ed Boy is having. Do we have an opposition? That's a question I want to ask. There are a lot of things that the opposition needs to get serious about. And my question is, do we have an opposition? When Andrew Holness said that he could not sit in parliament with a Richard Azan, I want to know, why is anybody sitting in parliament with criminals, with that 30-watt thousand drill, with that man who is crippling people up at the university hospital, who is not a certified surgeon? Tell the PNP that they need to get up and get things done and fix what is happening, what is not happening. Else they are going to lose that election.
In other words,
tell the opposition to get serious.
In other words, what you're saying, caller, the issues of the day, the opposition must get out there and punch it down to the people of Jamaica.
They must.
Yes.
They must.
21 bank account, 3 trillion unaccountable for, $31 million drill. We don't hear them talking about that too much.
Andrew Holness is as messy as a pit latrine, and the Jamaica Labour Party rather. And the PNP sit down like that? Huh? Well, tell them to sit. Tell them to sit and continue to sit. They need to get busy. Andrew said he's going into every single home. And if I were living in Jamaica at this time and see Andrew Holness coming, I would have saved a thing of peace between our face.
Hi.
That's what I would do.
It's not funny.
Mr. Jeffrey, take care of yourself. You're here.
All right, ma'am. Thanks.
They tell the PNP part they need, and they must be hearing me. Tell them to get serious. They're sleeping.
True. Thank you very much. Head boy and Mr. McDonald, welcome back to the program, sir. Your take.
I think we as Jamaican, we have lost our way somewhere along the line. When we can't speak the truth to power, when we can't condemn criminals, when we can't praise people for what they do, it's a problem. If you go back to Cuba and apartheid South Africa, that time I think Manley was the prime minister. We sent a lot of support to Africa.
Yes.
But all they talk about, Africa Unite, free Mozambique, free Zimbabwe, all these countries. We at one point would speak truth.
A new Jamaica.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Now, we're too quiet. We're afraid to speak the truth. We need to speak the truth. If people are being murdered in Palestine, we need to condemn it. If Black people are rising up in Africa, because primarily we're Africans, right?
Yes.
We need to praise it. But we sit here and the government has been quiet with Palestine. The government has been quiet with Traore.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we stand?
Hold on a minute for me. Good night. Welcome to the Make We Talk program. You're live. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Tavares, and good evening to your listeners and viewers. Okay, I have a question to ask, which I don't know, because it seems like this is flying under the radar where nobody sees or question it. Donovan Williams is a sitting MP, right?
Yes, he's a sitting member of parliament for the Jamaica Labour Party. He's a brother of the former mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew.
Right. Okay. Now, we haven't heard any alarm about the illicit aid. I'm wondering if he's one of them.
What illicit aid you talking about?
The illicit enrichment who is under investigation.
Are they on investigation, ma'am? Sir?
No, I'm talking about Donovan Williams.
And I'm asking you, is this illicit aid under investigation?
Yes.
By
So
who?
I'm wondering if he's one of them.
Hold
Because
on for a
remember the
minute.
names
Hold
haven't
on,
been
hold on.
released.
By who? Who's
Mhm.
investigating them?
The Integrity Commissioner?
When last have you heard them speak about it, sir?
Well, I haven't heard them speak anything
Oh.
about it, but now that he is an MP and so much things is going on, none of the names have been released.
And that's
So
why
I'm wondering if
and that is
he's
why I'm
supposed to do what?
asking you. And that is why I'm asking you, who is really
Mhm.
investigating them?
Well, I think the Integrity Commissioner is supposed to do so.
Are they coming to say anything
Jeffrey,
to us that they're investigating nobody?
Jeffrey,
Yes, head boy. Go ahead, head boy. Go ahead.
if your caller could hear me,
Yes, I can hear you.
let me explain to him that the investigation currently with the illicit aid is on pause because the
Right.
smart man, and in certain parts of the Caribbean, when they call you smart man, it don't really mean you're smart. Yeah? The smart man Prime Minister Holness took the Integrity Commission to court to strike out the
Right.
clause illicit enrichment. So what it means, every single person that's been investigated for illicit enrichment by the Integrity Commission, their case is on pause. Yeah?
Yes, I understand that. But what I'm
Because
saying
it's in
in this
litigation.
instance, it's pretty much safe to say Donovan Williams could be one of them.
No, we
Yeah,
can't. No, the fact of the matter is,
but we cannot say that, caller, because
we
what
cannot
I'm
say that,
saying
caller.
to you, the illicit enrichment no longer exists until the court has ruled. So the matter, no
Understand.
investigation can be done around that matter until the court has said whether or not the Integrity Commission has the power to have in the investigation report illicit enrichment.
All
So
right,
that was
caller.
a smart
What
ploy.
date is that
ploy by the world.
the court supposed to come back with an answer?
That's what I'm saying
Well,
to you. The
In
court.
October, in October of this year, we'll hear from the court.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thanks a lot for taking my call, Jeffrey.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
And have a good one. Great job.
Same to you. Thanks very much. Wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, this is the Make We Talk program. We're coming to you live from our studios here at the Make We Talk program. I want to say good evening to our moderator in the chat room, Walking in Divine Purpose. Good evening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Who is this? Is this Lady James? Passmore. Thank you so much for that $5. Come on, people, hit up the super chat. Like up the super chat. Like up the super chat. Thank you. Another call coming in. Good evening. Welcome to the Make We Talk program. You're live. Hello?
Yes, good night, Sir Jeffrey.
Good night, sir. You're
I
live.
have a problem with time I hear some caller talk. See? My problem is right now. When I heard people say, boy, PNP so more, right?
I'm not hearing it
I
clearly.
have a
Hold
problem
on.
with that part.
Hold on for me, sir. I'm not hearing it clearly. Can you repeat what you said? Can you repeat what you said, sir? I'm not hearing it clearly.
Yes, that's why I always have a problem when I hear caller talk and say, like, the PNP must do more, right?
Uh-huh.
The PNP win 9 consecutive, right, court case with these people. I always say the Jamaican people, Sir Jeffrey, need to do more for themselves. I would never stop talking of Sir Jeffrey. Look where I'm at St. James School. When the parents them sit down and make a politician, an activist, lock down the school, and nobody go out there and block the school and demonstrate about this thing. But they demonstrate against principle. Right? So I just don't understand why people feel like they want the PNP have to push out.
But
the
sir, hold on for me, sir. Hold on for me, sir. In any democracy, you know, sir, if you have an opposition party, sir, they must go out there. What the caller is saying, you know, they must go out there and hit on the points. And one of the points they must hit on, many points they must hit on, is $31 million for a drill. They must hit on $3 trillion unaccountable for. Nothing has been done about it. They must go out there with the message. Give the message to the people. Tell it, continue reminding the people what is going on in the country. I think that's what they're trying to say, sir.
Yes. Yes, but I agree, Sir Jeffrey. I don't disagree, Sir Timon. What I'm saying, every week there's a new corruption come up in our country. Every week.
And that is why,
sir, right now.
Sir,
not even me can keep up with it.
Sir, and that is why the people are saying that the opposition must go out there and keep on hammering it down to the throat of the Jamaican people that every week there's another corruption in this country. All right, sir?
Yeah, I hear you now. See? Yes. But go back to the IC again, right here, people. The US side, the US side, the third party surgery. You see, we black people, I can remember in a surgery when Michael Manley in power surgery. I can recall when Michael Manley beg poor people to take the store them downtown. Say, two only can take the store and come off of the street. And none of us do it, None of us need. I don't know if black people have a business mind or what. The best let me see right now, Sir Jeffrey, is for people go out and vote out this government and try it. Right? Because we have no people right now that give us good information. I listen to here upon a regular basis. And I listen to other people. I listen to Ed Boy and I listen and I learn. I'm telling you, I'm tired of this corruption. I'm tired of it. I will sit down not doing nothing. Sir Jeffrey said James School. It shouldn't even have to be the opposition have to go out there and do something. The parents them, Sir Jeffrey, should have go out there and say them children lose a day of application because this activist. Right, let's have black the school gate. Like how they do it and go against a principal and they sit down. Because remember, if we do it certain way, I don't think we want to go back to the 90s when the gas riot. And I talk about it. The gas riot, I never like it.
Yes.
Right? Because a lot of things take place. We need to do things too. We need to do things as people. We affect us. Look for other days, Sir Jeff, when JFJ at the demonstration, how many people push out?
Good question.
Minority. And then when you look a week after, a guy died in Grandstand, and you see with them Black Road, and them do this and them do that. Right? And none of them never come and support Jamaica for justice. They never support Jamaica for justice. And when a man died in them area, by police for them say, not reasonable. They block the road.
All right.
They burn tire, they do this. Why they never come out?
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
See? Okay, sir.
Thank you. I want to play something here by party leader Mark Jefferson Golding. And let me say something on the platform here. I am not saying Mr. Golding don't go out there, I am just saying that the people who is calling in may not hear him giving the messages. And that is why I try my endeavor best to make sure that when Mr. Golding is anywhere in Jamaica giving a public speech, I try my endeavor best to carry it on my platform. I also try my endeavor best to carry the Prime Minister on my platform because I'm a very balanced person. I love to listen, A lot of people don't want to listen to him, but you have to listen to learn and hear when he chatted from in our chat. Mr. Golding had this to say about the $31 Neuro drill. Listen to this.
We are at a time in this country when the people of Jamaica are anxious to see a change, a new Jamaica, a government in which the people can have trust and confidence. They are tired of all the scandals under this government. They are tired of situations where the government of Morocco, the Kingdom of Morocco, gifts fertilizer for the farmers of Jamaica who need help after the hurricane, and the cronies of this government take the fertilizer and are selling it to the farmers.
Obviously, Mr. Golding is listening to Richard Rattigan. Go ahead, party leader.
Who are in distress. It's a disgrace. The people of Jamaica are looking on when they see the NWC refusing to attend and share test results for water testing at the KSAMC. And we even hear about Duns River and the minister responsible for water, instead of telling them to cut the nonsense and share the information in the interest of the people. Because you can't sweep things like water quality under the carpet. If there's an issue, it must be addressed transparently so people know what is going on. And the minister didn't adopt that posture. That is the type of governance this government is offering. And what about the drill? What about the medical drill? A drill which on the market costs 1/10 of what the government bought the drill from this company. A company where the majority shareholders are JLP MP. And he claims he's holding the shares in trust, but for who? The thing mix up. It don't smell right. There's something rotten in the state of Jamaica. And I'm calling the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission to look at it and scrutinize it very carefully, because the people of Jamaica are suffering in the healthcare system. There are so many pieces of equipment that need repair or to be replaced. And if you're buying equipment at very inflated prices, those resources are being misused, misappropriated, when they should be available to fix the things that are needing to be fixed in the hospitals and in the health centers. So many people can't have their elective surgeries done. Operating theater closed. AC not working. Elevator not working. CAT scan not available. Even at the Bustamante Children's Hospital, no CAT scan. May I tell you, time come, comrades. Time come. The people need change. That is why I have committed to putting ethics at the center of governance again. Upstanding government in the interest of the people. Government in which the people can have trust and confidence. We want to start a movement when we form government. We want it to be led by well-thinking Jamaicans, the churches, civil society organizations, academia, to try and bring back love into the society, bring back decency, bring back caring, bring back the values and attitudes that Jamaica used to be known for, but now under this government, where the head of the stream is so rotten, we have lost our way and we have to restore it.
And we have to restore it. I want to ask this question tonight also. Let me take this off of here. We have some calls coming. Gentlemen, are you there? Head boy? Okay, another call coming in. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Market Talk program. You're live. Where are you calling from?
Good evening, sir. Tavares on your panel.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm actually in Georgia.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, as I said, I constantly tune into your program, but the person that called in and said that the PNP not doing.
Hold on for me, sir. Hold on for me. Let me make something clear on this platform here. This idiot, by the name of Morgan, whatever your name is asking a question about Mr. Golding and Sandra. I'm going to tell you something. We know your IP address, you know, and we know where your computer is. We know everything about you. So you continue spreading this propaganda. You continue doing it. If you think that we all do not know where your IP address is, or exactly where you are in wherever you are, either in Jamaica or wherever, I don't have to give out your name or your address. You make a sad mistake. You make a sad mistake. So come over here and believe that you're going to continue spreading the propaganda news and asking questions about Mark Golding and Sandra Golding. You must stop it, man. Issues facing this country. $31 million for a neuro drill. We're not talking about it. $3 trillion in account before we're talking about poor breed for our own breed. Sick. Caller, go ahead for me.
I just mention of that, you know, sorry. To derail from what I was about to say, I lose my train of thought.
It hurt me.
Actually,
I hurt me.
I actually saw him made a comment to say that Mark Golding, if you should scroll back down the comment, I saw that same person made a comment to say Mark Golding got his helper pregnant, his helper underage daughter pregnant, to be exact. That was the comment that he made earlier on. So I realized that you also
And they
reading
have
the
no
comment.
proof to it, you know.
Exactly.
They hear them Bafam cooler idiots who is in the Jamaica Labour Party. I mean, I apologize about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, the person said the PNP not doing that much, but the PNP is actually doing what they can, you know.
Yeah, but what the person is saying, sir, and I know the PNP is doing, but this lady is saying, sir, we have to admit, we have to end up, you know, accepting people's views. What they are saying is that when it comes on to issues like this, but see Mr. Golding speak about the neuro drill and other stuff. Go ahead for me, sir. I want next call coming. So go ahead for me. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm saying that we the people, if all you guys have been putting out all these information with whatever the opposition party have been saying, and we the people are not, if we fail to take heed, you know, and take warning of all these things that is brought to the forefront, you know. The Bible said, you know, before a destruction, you know, he sent a warning, you know. Noah did preach, you know. Ezekiel prophesied. Jeremiah prophesied. All of those persons before there was a destruction, he sent it forth a warning, you know.
Warn them, Jonah, warn them.
And if we the people fail to realize that all these things that have been unfolding before our eyes, $31 million jail, $3 trillion from the public purse, Petrogram scandal, educational scandal, Miss McLean robbed the Nutribun money. If all of this, we are sitting down and still turning a blind eye and see the destructive part that this Jamaica Labour Party is carrying this country on, I can assure you, I may not be there now, but that's where I'm from. If we continue like this and give this party a third term, we are not going to live to see the end of it. You know?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for calling.
All I can say, we need to take heed.
Yes, sir. Thanks much.
All right.
Thank you. Good night. Welcome to the Make Talk program. You're live. Go ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good night. Go ahead. You're live. Good night. Yes. Yeah. Are you near? Are you near a fan or something?
Yes, I'm from this one.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, Mr. Taik, what I'm calling to say, I'm 60 odd. And
you're a young girl, man.
I've never heard of so many corruption like this. I've known that in Saga time, you have the Central National Saga, and then the PNP, then putting in the whatever to help out. But saying this, what I learned, you know, was this saga with Changura, Cuban light bulb. It was a scandal, but it didn't have anything to do with taxpayer money. Mr. Golding never stopped dig and bring Dutch come here to push an answer. And I was so embarrassed as a PNP supporter. Me no ban PNP, me a ban Jamaican, but I support them. I did not vote because I was so embarrassed. So I don't know how when the Cuban light bulb saga with Karen Spencer and the Chafigura with Karen Campbell, I was so embarrassed over it. I did not vote. You understand me? So I don't understand how these JLP supporters share to the facts and to the truth.
You know,
I realize that there is a...
You know why, my dear? Jamaicans don't see Jamaica, you know, man. They see their political party, you know, man. They don't see the country and what's facing the country. All they can come and talk about what some nincompoop, people like Mrs. Everall Warmington, Mrs. Everall Warmington, and I'm going to say Mr. Everall Warmington, who trace like any woman, who will come out and say anything. And whatever comes out of the party leader whosoever mouth. You have some Jamaicans who don't have no cabeza. And they vex me tonight, but I don't care. Who will come out and spread the propaganda news?
Then I sit on your pots and it's a day yard. And one more thing I'm going to say on your program. Don't must leave Bold's name alone. Make Bold doing things. We all did sorry for him and we all talk about it. But it's like him telling people to leave his name alone. So I would tell them to leave him alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. There we have it. The numbers to call is 954-529-8030. Mr. McDonald, I can do a lot of research there, man. Hold on for me. Good night. Welcome to the Mecca program. You're live.
Good night, Jeffrey.
Good night, sir. How are you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A lot of people are saying that the PNP are not doing nothing. But I differ from that.
So do I. Go ahead.
Because when you look, Dr. Dawes is out there fighting for his life about this drill.
Yes.
This is a new PNP era from back then, from PJ and Pusha time. This is a new PNP era. And that's why you have opposition, health, and agriculture that play their role. And Dr. Dawes is playing his role at what Mark Golding put him as an opposition health for. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he's out there fighting for his life. He's taken on this thing as a one-man army.
Yeah, and I tell you something, you know. Dr. Dawes, along with one of Jamaica's eldest statesmen of all time, Lambert Brown, has been out there hammering this thing away. Lambert has been doing it for a long time now about this newer drill. And along with Dr. Dawes. And we must applaud them for it. People may say that I'm saying PNP not doing anything. No. If I say that, I'll be lying, because many of the times I get linked to where the PNP is going and what the PNP is not doing. And all I ask for is send me a feed. Send me a live feed that I can copy from that live feed and put it out to the people. And they've been doing that for me. So, you know, they have been doing things. I think what the people are saying that they need to hammer it some more. How more can they hammer it? The Jamaican people must get up and talk about it too.
That's the problem. And you don't see what happened with the PNP does. If they talk and nothing happen, they bring them to court and they always a win. If the Prime Minister who abandon the Constitution, you have no respect for the Constitution because they have majority. You see what them do? Them pass bill in the Parliament in one day. And if you watch how they work in the Parliament, whenever they know that Mark will and the PNP have a pressing issue, they bring that pit bull to be the Speaker of the House for that day, and Juliet will step by himself. And him don't talk the opposition member. They don't just notice on a Tuesday in the Parliament what them do. Juliet was step by himself. Have a punching bag coming towards them.
Yes.
And then now he was and come like
because they have a big part to play in their rates. But
the man and try to stop them and try to do all type of something. But they are doing a great job. The gents are doing a great job on agriculture teaching and break it down point to point so you can make money.
It's true. They had a town hall meeting the other day and I was sending the link and I brought it live to the people. But you have some people who do not. When you have things of interest that is coming on, they don't listen. Some people love to listen to the lele. Whoa, you lot. I'm not into that. And I keep on telling people, you may not like the Prime Minister, but you must listen to. Because we chat some nonsense and chat some sitting. You need to pick some nonsense with it. So when I carry the two political parties, when I carry the two of them, on my my channel. We all must listen. He'll be in the parliament talking. We all must sit down and listen to what he's saying because we'll pick sense out of nonsense.
Well, when you look now, we say, I'm in New York, and I can tell you every single time the PNP or the JP ever meet or anything they go on in the country, they come in tune into my country to find out everything where they go on. So me listen both of them and gain my knowledge and I can give my opinion. Yes, you know, we be Jamaican, we spend time on TikTok and on social media, listen to nonsense and gossip and bagger. When we focus on real issue in the country. So that's why many things miss us.
Yes. All right,
but we are personal.
Yes. All right, man.
And we the Jamaican people now, when the Prime Minister stand up and go up and have no meeting, the people everybody and boo him and say, as a Prime Minister, you're too live. We know everything where they go on, we are observing, we are watching. But he go there and he rare and then go on and kill him with life because they're not focused. You realize that Jamaican people don't pay attention to real issues.
No, man. All they do is go, they would have sitting on the hand and then blow till die kingdom come and then hear one thing he say.
Right, they're not listening. He said if the man is the man I lie to them and the man take them for one puppy show. When you have a Prime Minister, we go there and tell you, oh, he's going to take you from poverty, or he's going to help you, or he's going to make it right. You know, they sing about going to come in UK, or they sing far. Leave that. That is not your. Talk about the pressing issue of the poor people. He's not talking nothing about health. But they're going right now. He should have called a meeting and to Dr. Tufton and say, listen to me, man. It's sad. That man need to sack. If he was a Prime Minister for the Jamaican people, then Evan Williams would have to go take himself and go fix himself and come back. You understand?
Listen, the Prime Minister can't tell Tufton to go. All right, sir?
They just have loyalty to them and they're not for the Jamaican people. Just loyalty to themselves, not for the Jamaican people. And the Jamaican people have to stand up and say, listen to me. I want better for my children when we part on. My children have a better future, have a better country we live in.
Yes.
And this next thing before I go again, this next thing about this third party and where is nonsense, brother. If you want a better for your country and you see a government in the country that corrupt from the head to the bottom is very corrupt, and you want a change, and you realize that okay, the people will go with the PNP and they will go with the GLP because the PNP corrupt and the GLP corrupt. Get what you form alignment with the party, with the next party, and see if they can go to the parliament.
All right.
Go.
Yes.
And make your voice heard.
Yes, I gotta go now. Our next call coming in. Thank you.
Yeah, man, blessings.
Okay. Good night, caller. Welcome to the program. You're live.
Good night, sir. Good night,
ma'am.
Well, to be honest, I appreciate this program that you are doing because, believe you me, I have never been in such a situation. I have been going through it, but today one was very terrible, sir.
What's going on with you, ma'am?
I was at the JUTC Transport Center from 12:50, which is 10 minutes to 1. And I never get a 44 bus. I have to end up take another bus that leave me on Constant Spring Road and walk it all the way out through Cassava Peace. A old woman like me. What the JUTC bus is doing for the people, 44 bus.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am.
When I leave out the transport center, it was approximately 3 o'clock, and I've been asking back and forth to the dispatchers, what happened to the 44? All they tell me, we don't get any transform to us. Not like that.
Any dispatch?
Right, sir. Come on, man. They must do better, man.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am. the 44 is the bus that you always take.
Yes, sir.
And this is the only problem you have
In
with
the
that?
morning, in the morning and in the afternoon.
So this is the only problem you have
No,
with
sir. No, sir. Sometimes you take the bus, you have to open your umbrella in there.
I beg your pardon?
And it's a new bus. Yes, sir. You have to open your umbrella in there and rain and falling.
Why have to open the umbrella in there, ma'am?
Because of the AC, sir.
So you're saying the air conditioned water is raining down on you in there with open the umbrella?
A whole lot, sir.
Head boy.
I hear the caller, and I know the 44 bus route very good. That was a bus route that was well serviced. It goes on Red Hills Road, and then it goes along Whitehall, yeah, and then it goes up all the way into Evandale, Cassava Peak, Manindale Road, Evandale, yeah.
So caller.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other problem with the 44 bus apart from coming late?
Apart from coming late, sir?
Yes, you have any other problem with them?
You want to give you a good experience, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Well, since the bus ticket thing start here, they do not give you the receipt to show you the remainder on your bus ticket, sir. And this lady in the morning, because I have to take the bus that comes in the 6 o'clock from Evandale coming across. And believe you me, she was so disrespectful, sir.
You mean the bus driver?
The bus driver. Yeah, you see the bus, you see the ticket line. Come on for the bus, come on. I mean, decide, now come on for the bus in the morning, there, sir. Because the bus ticket, you could have read what your balance, that is, them not have that anymore. And look from the bus. Look from them change over the bus ticket, sir. Come on, man.
That is true.
A big old woman like me must come out for the bus. Huh? They must do better than that.
She's rude. And I am going to...
And they do not know how to talk to people.
Well, I am going to... I'm going to continue talking about this. I'm going to call some people who I know at JUTC if they answer the phone, because they don't really talk to me anymore, you know. But
it can't just stand up for the truth.
It can't continue like this.
No, sir. No way. Look from them turn over whatever. It's about full time for you to see the remainder and your bus ticket, sir.
So those Labour Party bloggers who love to come on here are those Labour Party people who love to come on here and talking stupidness. This lady is 70-something-year-old. And sometimes she have to walk with one stick. I'm pretty much sure of that. And she have to go to work. Bus 44 that run on Mullins Hill Road. No lie, she's not 70-something. I'm telling a lie. Sorry about that. She's in her 60s, 50s, 60s. The bus 44 that run along Mullins Hill Road. Can somebody tell the world-class Minister of Transportation, Darrell Vaz, that bus is running too slow? It's not on time. And there's a lady who drives the bus. Sometimes she have no respect. Bus 44. Hold on for me. Go ahead, head boy.
What's happening to the seniors is sad, because understand before when you would print the ticket, she's correct. Yes. When the ticket would print and you have a smarter card, it shows you your balance. So if it is that they no longer have the tickets, for the older folks, what they should do is give them a card and you punch it each time you use it, so you know the balance. Yeah?
Yes.
And then it will show you when 4 punches leave.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. You have anything else to talk about, ma'am?
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a whole lot to talk about next time. God spare life. All right, bye.
All right.
God, the JUTC bus is very rotten.
Okay, sir.
All right, Sister Tem.
And when I confronted Idiot Amin and his program on Thursday about the challenges at JUTC, the man would never give me a chance to even talk. So you see, they've been saying JUTC is the best ever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the woman say you have to open up umbrella in the bus.
Hold on.
Taking the bus and you have to have your umbrella. Go ahead.
Good night, caller. Welcome to the program. You're live.
Good night, Jeffrey. Just a hint here. I just learned like 2 minutes ago that the nurses up to 6 p.m. this afternoon, the nurses and the doctors did not get their salary.
You know.
And the thing that I want to drop in, give me a second.
Go ahead.
This uncouth man yesterday was singing about his belly full, and the nurses and the doctors who have to be taking care of sick Jamaicans. Today is the 26th of the month. They haven't gotten their pay up to 6:30 this afternoon.
I have been hearing some things, you know, and I can't verify it. I don't know if it's on the news or anything, but I can't verify about the doctors and nurses as yet. I'm trying to verify it. You heard it?
I just saw the letter.
Is the letter a letter from?
Of course, Jeffrey. Of course. No, the
you have it already, head boy?
No, I don't have the letter, but the caller is in fact correct. Up to Friday, which they should have been paid on Friday, they were not paid, and a letter said they would have been paid on Monday. Now today is Monday and they're not paid. So what do you? I mean, this is the public sector. Understand this. The JLP jumping up every day talking about how good the economy is, but yet though they cannot pay. It shows you that there's some greater issues afoot that we're not really being said to us. Because how it is today is the 26th, Jeffrey, payment period for government workers in Jamaica is between the 24th and the 25th. So the time has already passed.
Okay, our next call coming in. Hold on. Good night, caller. Welcome to the program. You're live, Miss P.
Yeah, man. Good night.
You're live. Talk to us.
Yes.
Sister P.
Good night. All right. I need to show of speaking alone. When the lady said Mark Golding, I'm not doing. Listen, Mark Golding.
When she said what?
No, they are not. The PNP them not come out. And Mark Golding them not come out. Mark Golding and Andrew is two different persons. Andrew Holness was dragged up. Mark Golding brought up. We don't want to fire. We don't want to war. People will make nice. Everybody will make the most nice. Okay? Mark Golding nearly panic name. In a message to order, it's not going away. Okay? Mark Golding strike. Every time he strike, the nail move. Andrew is throwing one empty barrel of promise and lie. That is enough. You have Dr. Dawes out there. You have Miss Matley. Everybody out there.
You have Miss
who? You can't
You have who? What the Miss who?
Miss Matley out there at Spain. You have young girls, Bertrand. One of them out there presenting. And we the people to pick sense from nonsense.
No,
and
but
this is the 9 years of what we go through. Ask ourselves, can we take another 9 years of this?
Hold on there, I want to talk to you. Go ahead.
You see the criticism in here, people saying that Mark Golding the PNP not doing enough and Mark Golding not doing enough. Let me tell you this, and Jeffrey knows this. I grew up in the PNP. The only party leader to have attended the most divisional conference is Mark Golding.
Yes, true.
That's a record. Not even Portion or Michael achieved that record. You hear? Every division.
Thank you. Me follow me night boy. Me follow them. Me follow everybody.
You know,
and but Jeffrey carries them. Jeffrey carries the meeting, so Jeffrey know. Jeffrey see almost at
you know how this source go around. Follow them on social media. Yeah,
but I hold on, Miss P. I carry as much as the meeting I can carry, because what I do, I will reach out to certain people within the ranks of the PNP. I'll reach out to certain people within the ranks of the Labour Party. Well, Labour Party don't chat to me. They don't talk to me, especially Idiot Amin.
But hey,
Idiot Amin say wants to.
If he ever catch you on if he ever catch you on Ratigan, you hear?
No, but hold on there. Hold on there.
Jeffrey.
Hold on, Miss B, hold on, Miss B. Miss B, hold on, no man. Hold on, you know. We have sent out a challenge to Idiot Amin, you know. Senator Marlon Morgan, if you truly want to have a discussion with Ratigan and myself, you come on our program. How dare you to tell we elders to come on your program? You're rude out of order. You're rude.
The man's scared, man. The man's scared.
Hold on. Gentlemen.
Yes, Mr.
All right. Common sense. Just a little common sense. No university sense. A human being can pick up Marlon Morgan and put him in a section. You know, sister Jamaica do. No, common sense. Well, but you're only a senator, supposed to be educated, well-renowned, manageable, respectable person who can make a decision. And you take up, I mean, I say, my senator, you know, sister Jamaica never partner away.
But Miss P, you know what happened to Marlon Morgan? Marlon Morgan believed that a Wilfred Ratigan and a Jeffrey Tavares is some easy walkover. So when we're on Portland Spice TV, and he head boy, he have the likes of a head boy, Conor O'Brien, Jeffrey Tavares, and Wilfred Ratigan. When the four we take him on, because well, the true because something is wrong with head boy. Head boy jump off.
Right, me jump off.
But when the true was take him on in a man, him no, I'm telling him I gotta go. But what?
I was there with you guys.
What really?
I watched every minute of it.
What really prompted him, man? What really prompted him off, you know, is when I said to him, Senator, have you read your manifesto?
I edited.
And
let me tell you,
he is so stupid. He come out. It's me who edited. Jeffrey is me who edited.
Edit foolishness. Edit foolishness. Gentlemen, may I tell you something? And it's a fact. A couple years ago, I have a baby. Big man now.
You have a baby?
And I went to no man, a big man now.
Oh.
And I went to christen the baby.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to christen the baby, after church, there was a funeral. The person well be known. So two women here, we just stop by. And gentlemen, this is the truth me I tell you. When I read the eulogy, believe me to God, I can't forget that. When I read the eulogy, one man get up out of his seat and say, make it go look at that man in a casket. When you in your talks, about say my good man. The man came in a church and say, what are you hypocrite? The man kills him cow, the man will go this, the man dig out in you. And then the people that in a church, we can't be that son. You know, look at the body. As they want to spread this, I'm read at the neuro. Church. How many members of the can say no? So you see, in Jamaica Labour Party, it didn't have a good beginning, but you have some people dead and served where you have the integrity. But now they must change the name and give it to Andrew, whatever party. Because to what else is going on, none of these MPs will end up in a jail with things where they don't really know what is going on. The backbench and everything there, push them up. They don't call the court to the answer question when I force them and know that they happen. Because what Andrew Holness do, he use them like a letter to get to the top and when they reach it, keep them in letter. No, in a democratic country, when you find the land, and then you the leader about truth, you know what, all delegate. You know, if you are dictatorship that, the delegates speak, and that's it. So, gentlemen, we are doing a wonderful work. And for those who are saying, Martin, please, follow Mark Golding upon Facebook. Follow you got to phone me, tonal me, and answer people personal, open and indifferent.
But not only that, you know, Miss P, not only that, you know, whenever they have a conference, you know, I bring it live on my program.
That's right, I'm there right beside you.
Yes.
You might see me, but me there right beside you. I'm share it to people, I'm call with them and say, yes, it's a start now, yes, this will start. And meanwhile, we are watching, we are chatting with everybody. Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you now.
Miss P.
You?
Miss P.
Hey.
You have 2 minutes because I have 3 more cars coming and I need to talk to you after you about something too. Go ahead.
Yeah, you recognize we alone all of the good deep divers them. I want to tell you many times. Everybody, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Sister P. We are so far with all the who are children. One love. I need some Mark Donald. Big up yourself. And Sir Donald, if you are coming with a third party, start it now. Because the jail will be right now. Get the thing there right up. Okay.
All right then. Thanks.
Yes, you can pick up the stragglers that leave behind from the jail.
Oh, Jesus have mercy, Miss P. Not easy. Let me call about this person I've been calling. Oh God. Good night. Welcome to our program. You're live. Go ahead. Where are you calling from?
Calling from the Bahamas.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Nice country, man. Nice island.
I'm just saying, head boy.
Blessings.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, the other day, I don't know if you listen to Minister of Transportation, Darrell Vaz, when they talk about some person have 3 pitney and them have to pick which one they can send to school because they can't send the other 2 because they have to send the brighter one. Saying that it should be ashamed of themselves. They in power for how much years? No. I was just looking at it, saying that I insult to their government because if he can come in the parliament to say that to look for him to look big. What about his prime minister? It's a shame on their government, see.
But at the same time, they're telling us that poverty is down. So how could this senior
that's
minister
what,
be saying?
that's what I'm talking about. And you're gonna stand up and say that in public space. Come on, that's add up.
When this caller come up,
I'm glad you did.
When this caller hung up, I'm gonna play you a message from one of Jamaica's leading businessmen in this country. Go ahead, for my caller. Go ahead, head boy.
No, I just want to highlight that point that he make in the house the other day, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look at that, better say that that's shameful, you know, and their party to say even that, and poverty is down.
Them not have no shame, sir. For them shame tree mash up.
I'm going back in the class.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, head boy, you were saying something. Go ahead, let me look for this thing here. Head boy, there?
Yeah, but you know, all I can say, Jeffrey, yeah, man, I'm here. You hearing me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing it. Go ahead.
You hearing me, Jeffrey?
Yeah, man, go ahead. I'm hearing it. Go
Right.
ahead. I'm
All
hearing
I'm
you.
saying is that all I'm saying is that the Jamaica Labour Party should be concerned, sorry, and that when you really look at it, it's a matter of even the blue dot poll or the green dot poll, whatever you want to call it. It shows that there is some fundamental issues that has not been addressed.
Yes.
One of those is even when you hear them talking about favorability, right, and how they view the government. You have to be careful when you're listening to polls, you know,
Yes.
because 36% have a more favorability of the government in Jamaica, but then there's also a poll which says 39% have an unfavorable view.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at that spread, and the poll was a 2 point something percent margin of error, plus or minus. Yeah.
Yes.
So when you look at that of that figure, 3% of any turnout, let's say the last turnout, which was a meager 37%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that
I'm hearing you.
shows us that the current view that many voters have, right, is that there is more favorability going towards the opposition, because when the perception of favorability is higher, unfavorability is higher than that of the favorable, it means that the opposition is more favored. So we would have to look and see how that is translated into votes for the PNP. But a lot of the poll to seem skewed. But when you listen to Cliff Hughes today, Cliff spoke about 3 seats, Jeffrey, right?
Yes.
And before we go to marathon, it's the season, so we have to just say a little on it. He spoke about 3 seats, and he said Southwest St. Elizabeth, Southeast St. Elizabeth, and Western St. Mary are 3 seats they're looking at, meaning they know any game can play in them, and if those seats,
especially Southwest St. Elizabeth,
especially Southwest St. Elizabeth, don't underestimate Southeast St. Elizabeth too.
True.
Because they're like twins. Whenever one change, they change together.
True.
They change together. So normally the only person that was solid would have been Danny Buck. Yeah? But outside of that, there hasn't really been. Southeast and Southwest have exchanged hands so many times across the divide. Yeah? But Southwest has had a stronger People's National Party presence and in terms of MP than Southeast.
Yes.
But we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting one. But what I know is that the Oberman in St. Mary might be waiting on 12 o'clock tonight.
I want to play. Let us play Richard Hazard.
And he also may be looking for 2 black pussies in Western St. Mary to put an ice mint in their mouth, hoping that he might have to put 3 ice mint in their mouth, hoping that will give him his 3rd term.
The manufacturers say Jamaica's economy in the worst position, blame poor governing. Omar Azan, CEO of Basco, had this to say.
Commercial banks, because they have a big part to play in knowing their rates. But what I'll say to you, just like any other businesses operating out there,
hold on.
when
let's do it over.
I'm not saying I'm not blaming the commercial banks because they have a big part to play in lowering their rates. But what I'll say to you, just like any other businesses operating out there, when you have a devalued currency and the dollar moves to 165 or 162 to 1, and you buy your goods and services or your raw materials and you bring it in.
Oh Lord. Sorry, this person must have the call. Hello, good night. Welcome to our program. You're live.
Sir Jeffrey.
Why are you calling video call, sir?
Sorry, man. I call you back. I'll call you back.
I'm not sure how the banking sector operates and if there's a what they call a timing thing that needs to happen. But, you know, yes, the Bank of Jamaica needs to pressure them, but I think more needs to be done to get our rates and policies in place to allow banks to lend money, to allow businesses to be competitive on the global sphere. Everything's going to start going haywire, and I'll tell you something, the government better call election quickly because the balloon is about to blow. The economy is in the worst position that I have ever seen it in my 30-odd years of business. The buying power is the weakest. Remittances are down. Tourism is struggling. Everything is struggling. And what are we doing? We're doing things to stifle the economy with our monetary policies coming from the Bank of Jamaica and the Ministry of Finance. People out there that are living and working in Jamaica may all seem fine and dandy when the politicians step out on stage and speak high and mighty of how great the economy is doing. But look at how many hungry people are out there that are struggling, how many businesses are finding it hard, right? So we need to start waking up the government.
Whoa. Head boy. Head boy.
Yes, Jeffrey.
You hear the voice of well-known businessman Omar Hassan?
Of course, I hear the erudite Mr. Hassan speaking. And by the way, let me say to your listeners, Mr. Hassan is one not to dabble in politics. He doesn't engage in those things. He's a
Hold on, head boy.
businessman.
Yes, hold your thoughts here. There's a call coming in. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Mercantile program. You're live. Where are you calling from?
Florida. How you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm here looking and living, sir.
Big up to Head Boy.
Blessings, brother.
Now, the little bit I want to say, I'm listening this afternoon, this evening class. But basically, everything good in Jamaica, we not no problem.
Is that so?
No, but if poverty is down, crime is down.
Poverty. Hold on there for me, sir. Poverty is down in Mr. Holness and Idiot Amin house.
No. Hold on, Jeffrey. Hold on, Jeffrey.
Carl, listen to this. Yes, head boy, go ahead.
No, man, I'm just saying. Hold on. I think he's being sarcastic.
Oh, go ahead, caller. Sorry, go ahead.
Boy, Ed boy, stop reading things, man. But all I am saying, murder is down, but it's down by 40%. And what I call to say, murder is down. Why? Murder is down because the legal murder is up by nearly 170%. The legal murder. No, this is something that we really need to take a closer look. You understand me? You know? Because we don't realize that police shooting is up 165%.
And you know something, Carla? You don't hear the leaders of the country speak about that, you know, sir?
You understand my point?
Oh, that wasn't murder.
This is serious, you know. This is serious. Our number one resource are the people, and we take out the young men. We're taking them out. We already, I say, we're not having babies then. We growth is down by how much percent? And we ensure that we are taking out the young men. is it a plan that we want the Chinese to take over? Why would they take out the young men?
Our nation is in crisis, sir. Serious crisis.
This is serious enough. And you see, let me tell you something. Number 28 might get away from us, but he can't get it from the Almighty. For the atrocities that is taken out on the Jamaican people. I can't forget the people them in St. Catherine with this Clifton.
Yes.
You understand?
You know,
and I can give you example of people of certain people who abuse poor people. I'm not rejoicing, but I used to be in Montego Bay and when there we used to kick up people put off a fire, poor people from up in a Norwood and so on. We come down a Red Square.
Who you
and make $2 for send them people at school.
Who you talking?
Castell, me talk. Castell.
Who name Castell?
Why we update you, man? A DSP.
Me know who you're talking.
You understand?
Go ahead.
Right?
You know something, caller? You know something?
You have. Go ahead.
The late Wilmot Perkins always said in his program, you know, sir. The center cannot hold mere anarchy upon the land.
Well, you understand. But I just called to make that few points that the illegal murder is down 40%, but the legal murder is up nearly 170%.
And if we in this country, sir, if the Jamaican people in this country do not wake up and smell a pot of Blue Mountain coffee brewing, or don't smell it at all, something is wrong. It cannot continue. It cannot continue, sir. That we have been doing the same thing from 1962 until now, the same thing, and expect to get that different result. Yeah.
Listen, I'll say this and go back in the class.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about section of St. Andrew. There are people in section of St. Andrew who are not toilet. There are people in Montego Bay in section who are not toilet.
Lord of mercy.
There are people. Listen, me, man. Are we talking about poverty down? These people are wicked. The census where PIOJ did, it's not completed, but you're giving report. I'm talking about the poverty down.
I wonder.
They're going to answer.
Yes, sir. I have an next call coming in. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. I wonder what Auditor Min going to say. Hello, good night. Welcome to the Meko Talk program. You're live. Go ahead. Where are you calling from? Hello?
Yes, sir, Jeffrey.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from.
Hello?
I'm calling from New York, man.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I saw where the Prime Minister is saying that he's very full and stuff like that. And I saw where a lady, an old woman taking care of 9 grandchildren and living in a shack. Did the Prime Minister see that? He should be ashamed of him damn self, man. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. You know something? When you hear a leading businessman, one of Jamaica's stalwart when it comes on to business, you see, for all, one of Jamaica's leading businessman, when you hear him come out and speak about the economy and those things, I wonder if Auditor Min gonna take him on, gonna speak about it come Wednesday morning, head boy. Hello, head boy, you there?
You know, Jeffrey, you really, Jeffrey, you really expect anything from him? Yeah? You can't expect anything from him, you know. Yeah? The only thing, you know, when I was growing up, I used to hear this joke about up in St. Anne that an MP was running, and when he went up into Alexandria, actually the constituency that Danishka is in, he he went into the Alexandria Square and he looked and he said, Tavares, I have given you everything in this constituency. You have road, you have school, you have farm. But only one thing I see missing from this constituency. You know what that is? I am going to bring the sea to you here in Alexandria. So you don't have to leave from here to go down to Ocherios or Miami Bay.
And the people and people say, yeah.
I hear the crowd now, yeah.
But Almighty God in heaven.
Yet another one in Northwest Manchester. You say, laborers, when I look around in this constituency, I see a lot of things. I see breadfruit, I see plantain, I see banana, I see ackee, I see a lot of food. But you know one thing missing? I don't see any saltfish suckers here. When I will, I will bring you some saltfish suckers to pawn. I hear the crowd now. Hear the crowd in a mile goal at the time. At that time, Northwest Manchester had gone once to the JLP during that period. Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you, when I give you them saltfish suckers to pawn, all of your
saltfish suckers.
So if them have breadfruit and them have ackee and them have all of that, now all them want no saltfish suckers. But the moral of the story, Jeffrey, we know, because you know when I start to give jokes, I'll give jokes, but on a more serious note, they have everything. That's why Labour Party. That's how they said saltfish was better than education.
Dear God in heaven.
Because if you had saltfish can go with anything. No, but on a serious note, it is to show you the approach of the JLP, and they have not just been this way. They never just stay so yesterday. They have been this way for a very long time, and it's telling. But you know what I know, Jeffrey, and what I can say to the Jamaican people. First, all the time is we always choose Jamaica. And when we say choose Jamaica, we don't mean it as a political slogan.
Mm-hmm.
We have always chosen Jamaica because Jamaica has also chosen us. Jamaica has been very kind to us, and so we can't forget that. But the reality that needs to be made known when someone says,
hold on. Our friend they call head boy. What our friend they call? Good night, my friend. How are you doing?
Look there, you know one. Because the man just talk to you about the saltfish sucker, you know. Yeah. Because I really want to tell you about. Man, the man promised them to tell them to come back and carry some saltfish sucker today.
Yes.
But that same man, you know. That same man, they say he was on a tour, you know. So while he was on the tour, a journalist asked him, the journalist said to him, that where will be your next stop from here, Mr. Prime Minister? And he said, my next stop will be in San Juan. Somebody said to him, not San Juan, Chief. The J is silent, it's San Juan. So the journalist go on to ask him, so about what time you expect to get back to Jamaica? He said, between who and who lie. Like silent the J this time. but on a more serious note, on a more serious note. On a more serious note. You understand, sir? One man said no one medical technologies.
Who?
One man said no one medical technologies, and some people say so. See, on his behalf.
So
no one know the lawyer will hold money for him. If the lawyer, since I know him, and the lawyer that own the company then.
Such man.
Such man. Well,
Mashi.
You know?
Hold on for me. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead, boy.
Mashi, I have been looking at that theory, and I have been saying, remember, 50,000 of the shares are not allotted. Yeah? Remember, there's 100,000 shares in the company, and 50,000 of it is not allotted. Yes? Could it be that those 50,000 that is not allotted belongs to somebody at the top level of the ministry?
You mean it could be such man or such other one?
Meaning it could be the same man who deny knowing somebody where him go school with.
It's you. Mine. Hallelujah.
Because
you had me.
No, hold on, my friend. You have to chop some tongues there, man.
Tana. You have to borrow shaka tongue.
Yes. Another one of them was a church regular, Robaba Shatta.
But it's a serious.
According to our Prime Minister, sometime next week we will enter into Wool. We could have the election announced in Ulai.
Right. But Ulai, Andrew Holness lie.
But no, on a very serious note, my good friend. Very, very serious note. In which democracy you can hear that a $31 million drill is being bought. And you don't hear nothing from the government about it?
No, one place, it's one place in the world, 18 degrees north. If you know that, if you know who's addressed that. 18 degrees north. You can figure that address? And what's the name of the country with that address?
Yes.
If I know that, I got left one of them. That's the only place it can take place.
All right, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
Good.
Munan.
Cool.
In head, boy? Is it Unan what? Unan Ulai?
I'm expecting the election between Unan and Ulai. But Ulai, Andrew Holness lie.
Father help us up. One thing I can say, though, head boy.
Mashi is the best, Jeffrey. Mashi will crack you up,
I tell you. Head boy, but and as we wrap up the program now, because it's the 16 after 10 o'clock.
Of course.
We can wrap up the program now. But when you look at the whole scenario in our country, we have to laugh to take off some of the stress,
And absolutely. And this is the part of the program that I like, because I like when the callers call.
Oh, hold on there. Our good friend calling in again. One of our good friend calling in. Good night, senior journalist Dudley Thompson.
Is the buyer are you off?
No, I'm live on here. Where you take? Go ahead.
Ooh. Oh, hello. Good night, Jeffrey and Ed Boy.
Yes, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I need to find that Prime Minister for the surface soccer.
Yes, man. You go, and it goes well with the provisions you have been planting in the community.
Yeah, man.
But Dudley, was it a politician who went and introduced a JP and went say again?
Oh.
Wednesday?
Listen to this, head boy. Wait a second,
I was recording a peace march in Coburn Gardens, and a politician went on stage and said, I want to thank all the persons who took part in this process to make it work, especially the teachers, the pastors, and the justice of the pieces. The justice of the pieces.
Oh, justice of the pieces. Father help me, Lord. Then one in the Cayman Islands, you know, they said, I pledge allegiance to the Cayman Islands, the Queen and all her successors.
Queen and her successors. One of them was addressing a police graduation. And he said, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch of grapes.
What? No.
One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch of grapes. It was like,
I want to ask.
A couple years ago.
I want to ask. 1 second, Jeffrey. I want to ask Dudley if there's any relation to the lady in Portland and that individual.
No.
But Dudley, you're a senior journalist. I don't know if you remember this. Someone was telling me about it. That you remember former MP Rose Leon?
Yes.
Rose Leon was a mass meeting, you know, somewhere in Golden Spring. And Rose Leon promised people mark or something. Promised them house and everything, you know. And the people say, yeah. So when she go into the car, apparently the mic was and she never know. Rose Leon said, no damn set of fool no about to know a house no get. And then here it is. I heard that when the people there start stone she and the car in the man. The driver have a press gas. The word she used, I can't use it by ear.
I remember in 2002 election, this MP was returned to he won a seat. And apparently he wanted to say thanks to the voters.
Yes.
And trust me, it came on TV as a news item.
Oh Lord.
And the way it was constructed, the reader said, some politicians have a way with words, but some words have a way with them. And then to the clip, the MP said, I want to thank those who vote for me, and I appreciate it with great humiliation.
With great humiliation.
Yeah.
God. But do you realize that over the years we have a bunch of people who are not educated really in this country? And the main one was Bustamante. The main one was Bustamante, you know.
Yeah. Some semi-literate.
Father divine help.
Let me help you. Don't go further than the former mayor. Don't go further than the former mayor of Kingston, who is now the minister of local government.
And also the mayor of Montego Bay. The mayor of Morant Bay, rather.
Right. And Port Antonio.
There you go.
The mathematician.
Yeah.
Right? Desmond and the one in Falmouth too. The garbage man. Desmond highest education is to watch cricket in Sabina Park.
Who? Desmond McKenzie?
And his highest education is to make nice.
Hold on there. You're saying to me that Desmond McKenzie highest education is at Tivoli Garden High School, and was it?
No, he went to KC. No one put respect on his name. He went KC. Yeah. But
So
he got to go to
school did Darrell Vaz go to?
He got to Desmond got to go to KC because Mr. Siaga was his father and he used to beat him. Remember him say so, you know?
I actually heard the interview when he confessed.
And do you
he
all
was
know
beaten by Edward Siaga.
Do you all know why he confessed? Because Jerry Small came on here with it and bang every day. Jerry said, make Desmond go sit down because Siaga was to beat him. And Siaga was to beat him.
Yeah,
and
Jerry
Small was on here with it for a long, long time till he confessed and say yes.
But
Why, Dudley?
Yeah, I heard you talk something earlier about the drill.
Yes.
Well, honestly, this thing's so like that deep scandal.
Is that deep one?
Because because I heard in two different stories about the drill. Because I went on the government site, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that Dr. Dawes is sort of misleading the public.
Lie. No, what's up?
Because they're saying that he did not, the money did not buy just a drill. It was a drill and some accessories like a foot pedal, a console, and other attachment to the multiple different treatments.
But Dudley, even if they do that, Dudley, it cannot come to $31 million.
No, the total cost of that, is 32,000 US. It's about 5 million Jamaican dollars.
That is not true.
So something wrong somewhere. Something wrong somewhere. Somebody I tell a big fat lie.
If you go and all right, the drill in the drill that they're talking about is a E800 model, something like that. EM800.
Yeah, neurosurgical drill.
Right. That when I Google it, it costs roughly 15,000 US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Based on our research, they bought drill from China too. But on the invoice that we have, the invoice has Jamaican date on it. Americans don't write the date like how Jamaicans write the date.
And month and day different, yeah.
Americans do not use seal. They have a seal on it.
So apparently then it's fraud documents.
Thank you. And they're using a company in the United States, they're in serious problem.
Yeah, this is a serious problem. Yeah, it's serious. I was like, how should you cost 31 million? I was like, no, sir.
And it's more than one drill they bought. They bought some drill in November of last year.
And they bought one February 2023.
Well, there you go again. But Dudley,
go
ahead.
Dudley and Jeffrey, I want to give you a quick history lesson. You remember the traffic Euro matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was it wasn't a crime in the Netherlands, but it wasn't a crime in Jamaica, sorry, but it was a crime in the Netherlands for Bayer, the Dutch company, to give donation.
Right. Yeah, because they're not allowed to donate to a political party, yeah.
They're not allowed. But in Jamaica it was not. Now, what was the figure?
30 million.
31 million.
So this year, 31 million.
Oh.
Yes.
So the figure there, a banter about again, the same figure. Is that coincidence? by design?
Well, this was the same. Remember, traffic was not a crime in Jamaica, Portia Simpson Miller. officers of the PNP were being prosecuted for something that was not yet a crime on the books of Jamaica, you know. Right?
Yeah.
This even though yes, ethically it was wrong because you get a donation, you should have declared it. Yeah. But
yes.
But on the when you look at this issue with this Medtech, what the Meditech, whatever it call itself, one of the issue with it is that Donovan Williams, by virtue of holding 40,000 shares, whether by trustee or by himself, is the largest shareholder. He is the largest
But thing that shocked me now. He said he don't own the shares. He hold the shares for an unnamed client.
But the fact of the matter is, Dudley. Go ahead, boy. Can you have more insight on that?
Yeah. So when it comes down to companies, how companies are structured, even if you own, so what you have is bearer shares. By virtue of holding those shares, he is the ultimate, because remember, the person who is holding it for is hiding behind him. So he's the wall, he's the shield. Yeah?
And maybe it's like a phantom person.
Ha ha ha. And I think that is where the issue is, because I believe there is no trustee. Them just set up a trust. Yeah? To hold it that way, to hide the true ownership. But even if it is somebody, Donovan Williams is still the largest shareholder, because you and I will never be privy to who owns it, not even the court.
Right, because the court documents said it's an unnamed person. I find that strange.
Because it is sealed.
Can they name the person?
It is once it is in trust, it is sealed. Trust laws are one of the strictest laws across the world. You know, some states, maybe not Jamaica, but some states allow for. That's why you have places like the Cook Islands, Nevis, BVI, those places where the privacy laws are strong in terms of protection for company, Turks and Caicos. So he's really hiding. Williams is really the ultimate beneficial owner. When I want to spin, turn, or hop, because he is the one who, and look at how smart he was. Remember, the company's office said you had to declare ultimate beneficial ownership in April 2023. What he did in preempting the legislation, he himself now go and change to him being the full trustee for the shares. Because it shows then that they really were masking and they had an additional 50,000. I keep on saying to people, 50,000 shares still exists. 100,000 shares them having, but them only allot 50,000. So who the 50,000 belong to?
Head boy, hold on for a minute. Dudley, hang up and listen, because there's so many calls coming in.
Yeah, man. Bless up. Bless.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Go ahead, head boy. Yeah. Head boy, go ahead. Oh, hold on. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. We just talk a while ago about category. Remember, so the judge end up running them out of courthouse. That was foolishness. It wasn't any crime, it wasn't any scandal. With the real scandal, what man had felt until it,
Oh.
Who paid that money to man had felt until it?
I didn't pay it. The party. I didn't pay it. The party paid. You remember that? Yeah? I didn't do it in my capacity as Prime Minister. I did it in my capacity as the party leader.
And you know, all the part of the team back then, this current Prime Minister,
Yes, man.
But you remember, we talk about some people who talk foolishness. You know anything about eucalyptus oil?
Yes.
Yes, in
eucalyptus oil and dangerous oil?
Yes,
and that man Michael Andrew Holness, sir. When him small animal call him grandma rather hold him down and throw eucalyptus while them in throat.
I said from he was young, his grandmother knew the terror he would have become to Jamaica because me grew with my granny, man. Me grew with my granny, right? And me know eucalyptus oil is something you just take a little tap on your finger and put under the
yes,
right?
Yes.
Back at the ears.
I'm seeing grandmother hold him down and throw it down in throat.
But gentlemen, do you remember, head boy and my good friend here, do you remember when Edward Siaga was on the stage in the heart of Halfway Tree? And Edward Siaga said, Andrew's a good boy, but he's not a leader. Do you all remember that?
I don't remember it good.
I am going to try and find that clipping.
Yes. I remember one election. He said that if he lose the election, God gone to sleep. And he did last the election.
And God is alive in our sleep.
And I remember Carl Samuda prophesy. Something on him. And it was Thiago. Carl Samuda did prophesy that the only way you see Jamaica out again is when him drive past in it up Oak Road.
Are you talking about that? I heard that the Prime Minister has now given the green light for the Carl Samuda seat because Samuda is officially stepped aside. Anybody know about that?
That's correct.
I read on the news. So, who they going to draw for Mala before because they don't want to, don't say, you know. They want to them out carry her up there.
They don't want to have a
They don't want to, I don't want to, you know.
Wait, my good friend, one of your good friends is calling. We got to go and take this one.
All right, take care of yourselves. Good.
Cool. Oh, Jesus, he hung up. Hold on.
Okay, man, cool.
Let me call him back. Conrad O'Brien was calling a while ago. Let me call him back. If he's going to answer. Conrad, welcome to the program. You're live, my friend.
Wait. well, just I think you're going to be a bad man. I didn't know I was coming on here.
Yeah, man. Well, we're on a marathon talking about the $31 million drill.
Well, Jeffrey, good night. Good night to you. Who is there with you? I just rolled in. I've been out in the field all day.
Head boy is here with me.
Fireman.
Hi, head boy. How are you doing?
I'm good. Before you even begin, I want to give you good news. I called your colleague program on Thursday to give him a sort of set with to kind of bring him into this realm because I think him living in the stratosphere. So
yes.
When I call him and I start to punch him, say, "Oh, is your name head boy?" After that, the man would never give me a chance. So I want to say publicly, Marlon, look out for me Thursday, my friend. I'm coming for you.
When's the morning?
Yeah?
When's the morning?
No, Thursday is better.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I wish you well. I wish you well.
Tomorrow, before Conrad starts, tomorrow we'll be bringing a live coverage of the Straight Up Talk with Conrad O'Brien. His special guest will be former opposition leader, the well-known, renowned statesman of all time, Dr. Peter David Phillips. We're live on this program here. Go ahead, Conrad.
Indeed, and I tell you something, Jeffrey. I have a little more sweetening as well.
Yes.
Tomorrow, I've just concluded discussion with Mr. Businessman, renowned businessman here in Jamaica, former president of the Manufacturers Association, Mr. Omar Azan.
Wow.
he will be with me tomorrow. He will be joining me at 11:10. You know, don't know how much time he'll be able to spend with me, but certainly he'll be joining me at 11:10. So we have two biggies tomorrow. We have the former opposition leader, an outgoing member of parliament, Dr. Peter Phillips, and indeed, as I said, Mr. Omar Azan, the managing director, owner, and founder of what's the name of his company again? Jamaica Bedding. No, not Jamaica Bedding. Bus Furnishing. I'm sorry, Bus Furnishing. All right, so promises to be interested. But you know, as I said, head boy, I wish you well. I have taken myself out of that realm in terms of discussion with the gentleman that you spoke of. You know, certainly I don't entertain him and my program anymore. I said to him that, listen, in terms of decency, and we're in the broadcasting business together. So I said, listen, if it's a situation where he needs me as a guest to discuss a particular point, you know, professionally, I have no objection in doing so. And I still believe that if I should have the need to bring him on in a capacity to speak about things relating to the Labour Party, you know, because that's what he does. He basically kind of have a myopic view. He speaks about things just related to the Labour Party and defense. So if I want to get a view on it from him, and that I will entertain him. But outside of that, I think it become quite toxic, you know, for you to be a colleague and, you know, persons coming budgeting and all sort of thing. I'm not into that. But enough of that.
Hold on, Conrad. We're going to have enough of that. Yeah, but I'll ask you this question, though. Have you apologized to the man, as it?
For what? I'm sure I have to play the tape up to Saturday. So if a man live 1 million, live 500 lifetime, it won't happen.
I don't think they understand that Conrad is called the fireman. Because like Sizzler, what Sizzler said, man now apologize to no one. Cool.
He's rude enough about that, Conrad. Jeffrey Tavares must apologize to him.
Put it this way. If I am one, if an apology is deserving and I wrong someone, then I'll apologize. But when you're speaking truth to power, no matter who the guy is, you can't make apology to be speaking truth, man. You crazy? You will be defeating the purpose of truth telling. No, sir?
So, Conrad, your take on the political climate now, $31 million drill now going on in this country. You hear nothing from the Medical Association of Jamaica pertaining to this? Nothing at all?
Well, let me say this. I think what we have witnessed from day one, almost from day one of this Holness-led administration, it has been riddled with corruption. And one could basically go back to the used car deal for the police, where to date, those cars have not been delivered and millions of dollars are still outstanding for the Jamaican people. And I think we need to ask Dr. Chang and Mr. Holness to bring us up to speed on that and find out how the money are going. Because as far as I understand, it's still outstanding there. It has not been concluded. You know, it's swept under the carpet, and we need to call for accountability and get some update on this. We're in election 2025, and we should ask and demand answers to these things. We have also seen where $124 million that had gone missing out of the Ministry of Education. That now going to die a natural death, because there's a statute of limitation, and I believe that period has run out. So these are the kind of things that happen. We see down there in Cornwall Regional Hospital where $26 billion has been spent, and not even one person get one injection in that hospital so far. As a matter of fact, things seems to have gotten worse. We saw where nurses have to stop working the other day and other people in the hospital because it was once again more infested. Those are the kind of things that we're seeing being presided over by Andrew Holness as Prime Minister of Jamaica. He has let down the people bigly, to borrow Donald Trump term. All right, so that's where I stand. So we move now, and what happened? There's a litany more of ills and corruption that we could talk about. Not to mention the thief of the children, bulla money, Nutribun bulla money, all of those things, you know. So what you see, look at the pattern. The pattern is to basically plunder those who are most vulnerable. You know, because when you deal with hospital situation, it's the sick, the elderly, the children, those who are most vulnerable. You talk about the children's money for their Nutribun gone. You talk about money out of the Ministry of Education that cannot be accounted for, and will not even touch the $3 trillion that is unaccounted for. So all in all, Mr. Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party have outlived their usefulness, and they should do what AD says best: pack their bags and go. They know. We have also witnessed one of the most despicable comments from a minister of government recently. I'm talking about no less a person than Christopher Tufton, the Minister of Health. When a camera or a microphone was pushed at him down in Linstead, as it relates to this $31 million drill. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing now, as if, listen, I really don't business with that, you know, because the drill is going to basically be used, it's going to benefit the children or benefit the hospital. No, nobody is questioning as to whether or not the drill will benefit the hospital or benefit the children. What we're saying is that you can't have something out there for under $3 million and you pay in excess of $31 million for it. And I tell you something, I have engaged with a spine surgeon who is very much au fait with these things. And he said to me that Dr. Dawes should not stop putting this because certainly he believed that the minister himself should step up and say, listen, we have to ensure that the Jamaican people get back this excess money that have been extended. This is a man who used these things and manufacture these things every day.
But Conrad,
right?
Conrad, the minister should step down. The minister need to resign.
Well, that goes without saying. He should resign with the amount of things that took place on that watch. But I'm also saying that, listen, what we saw in this latest salvo is another in the series of issues that he should really do the decent thing and tender his resignation. Or if we were operating in a decent society where the boss, his boss, basically has the discipline or the will, you know, and leading from the front, he would fire Tufton. He would fire Tufton, but maybe the Prime Minister himself is probably compromised because, you know, as he's been described, he's been described as the embattled Prime Minister. He's indeed the embattled Prime Minister, you know.
And I don't think the Prime Minister can talk to none of his colleagues in cabinet either.
The Prime Minister can't hardly select candidate because he not really have no clout. The Labour Party gone from him, you know.
My God.
And then you hear people come and contact all kind of story. People come out after the Prime Minister himself spoke in his budget presentation and tell us how the poverty rate is higher than 2016 based on the charts that he presented. We hear the political hack out of PIOJ, Dr. Henry, come in and talk about the poverty rate has cut in half. Where? We're talking about a situation now where the basket that the Prime Minister Perla himself with all across Jamaica and in the Parliament when he was seeking the work that cost $4,000 to purchase that basket. No $16,000 minimum wage can purchase that basket. And that is what the majority of our people earning. Huh? $16,000 in Chinese shops. In Chinese shops and all sort of little mediocre job and thing like that. And you come and talking about prosperity, should be damn shame of themselves.
But Conrad, as we wrap up here, because I know you have to go get some tea for tomorrow. As we wrap up here, Conrad, when you look on what is going on in this country, $31 million for a drill. Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm just letting you know. Pardon me, I'm running, so we'll catch up.
Yeah, man.
Okay, head boy, take it easy. Bye-bye. Tomorrow.
All right,
sir. Yeah.
Conrad, $31 million for a drill. $3 trillion accounted before. And it goes on and on and on and on. How much billions of dollars been spent at Auditor General Hospital? The roads in St. Thomas now, they're washing away because of the texture of the mall. Because some people who's in politics own a quarry, and Bureau of Standard never test the mall properly, and that's the person mall that's been used on the road in St. Thomas. All those things, and you don't hear the outcry of the Jamaican people. But yet this man is going on political campaign trail talking about they're doing a marvelous job.
Well, he is going to go there and do it and say that. But it is the people of Jamaica must examine themselves. Look at what is happening. Look at how Jamaican name have been brought down in the public, in the international space and so on. And see if that is what you want to continue. As Dr. Campbell said on the political platform last night, that listen, first thing to begin with, the medical, you could not, somebody could not out there practicing if you are not certified. And indeed, there is a rubric, a law in Jamaica that your prime minister and your opposition leader must be certified, gazetted, and published. The truth is that for about 4 years now, going 4 years, Mr. Holness is unable to be certified. And those are just the hardcore facts. We're not telling any lie in the gentleman. We're not saying this because we hate him. He's our brother. But certainly when you're to whom much is given, much is expected. And Jeffrey, whether people agree with it or not, I come to this position, maybe belatedly because I had questioned it in the past. But this scenario that Mr. PJ Patterson, most honorable former Prime Minister, had put in place, that former Prime Minister should be paid at the present rate of the sitting Prime Minister because of their in the case of their pension. I'm saying I can understand exactly where his headspace was and why he did it. Because when you're in the job of Prime Minister, you're not supposed to be hustling because you will get yourself in a trouble. And while we haven't seen where the Prime Minister have been convicted, but certainly on the surface of the allegations that surround the Prime Minister, it's not looking good at all. And when you carry out things in a particular way, you would avoid those kind of things because it begs the question, under God's heaven, why our Prime Minister cannot be certified? It can't be that the Integrity Commission carry a belly for the Prime Minister and just hate the Prime Minister. It must be because they don't have the party killers. The Prime Minister is unable to furnish them with the requisite goods. And when I say goods, meaning documentation, for them to certify him, And these things matters. It matters when you hold the highest office in the land. So let's see how all those things will pan out, because all those things will be on the ballot. I watched the end part of the opposition leader here just now with Simon Clark and TV Jamaica. And when I listen to that gentleman and see him, just a man who have been accomplished, a man who was actually born, with some amount of trappings there and so on. And he's just so down to earth and just prepared to give up self. I am saying that, boy, I can't see the Jamaican people turn their backs against that, Jeffrey. And that is why I am saying that I would not be surprised if the PNP take as much as 50 seats in the House of Representatives in the upcoming general election. I would not be surprised if they go to that level. Miranda Wellington, Jeffrey, you know, she was awesome today, and certainly that seat there, Fried Green, certainly under a lot of pressure. And remember that those two seats in Central Belt, Northwest and Southwest, they work in tandem. They work like a pea in a pod. So whichever party is carrying the election, they're always on the governing side. As a matter of fact, I think for the last 26, the last outing, it's even Steven. The PNP won it 13 times and the JLP won it 13 times, because whichever party form government, those two seats is always on the governing side. One would remember that young Buchanan overturned 2,000 plus vote, where what that Tufton won by. And it's like deja vu, because Tufton was the Minister of Agriculture then. Here is the same thing. Green is also a Minister of Agriculture. Young Buchanan at the time, he taught at Black River High School. And Miranda Wellington is also a teacher at the Black River High School. Jeffrey, so much more that we can talk about. We're just whetting the appetite of the listener. But I say that I just informed person, please join me tomorrow. It's going to be very, very interesting. We heard from Mr. Azan, Omar Azan, businessman of note, saying that for the last 30 plus years that he is in business, the Jamaica economy is at the worst stage that it has ever been, and everything is going in a negative direction, and Jamaica could have popped down anytime now. Join me tomorrow. You can't afford to miss it.
Live on the Make We Talk program. We'll be live with it tomorrow. So, Conrad O'Brien, thanks for calling in, my friend.
Indeed, and before that, the Honorable Dr. Peter Phillips will also join us. Good,
my friend. Thanks much.
All the best.
All right, bye-bye.
God bless you, man. Good.
There you have it. Conrad O'Brien from News Talk 93 FM. We'll be simulcasting with them tomorrow at 10:10 Jamaica time, 10:10 US time. That's 10 o'clock. Oh, go again. 10 o'clock US time. That's 9 o'clock Jamaica time. We will be broadcasting simulcast with Conrad O'Brien and News Talk 93 FM. Live right here in the Make We Talk program. We're doing a simulcast broadcast with them. I just want to tell you all before I go, thanks to everyone in the chat room. Thanks for Headboy for coming on. Thanks for Up Jamaica, Mr. Howard McDonald, for coming on. Thanks to everyone. Thanks for Walking in Divine Purpose, who continue keeping it down. Thanks, Miss Williams, who continue giving me some educational pamphlets to read, and also to Pass More. Thank you so much for your but I call it again. Oh my God! Thanks for the gift that you sent to us, the donation you gave to the program. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well appreciated. I don't come on here and I don't beg anybody anything. And sometimes we're out of pocket. We do a lot of things out of pocket on this program, but what to do? I'm not the person to go and beg. And even if I beg, I hardly get. So I start the begging. I want to say thanks to everyone who comes on, who continue giving, who continue to like up the super chat. Like up the super chat, continue giving to us. Who continue selling us, who continue giving us to our Cash App. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program. Join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock US time, 9 o'clock Jamaica time. We will be broadcasting the Straight Up program with Conrad O'Brien. And also at 3 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be bringing you a live broadcast of the opposition spokesperson on transport, Mr. Michael Phillips' speech from Parliament. He will be coming to us live from Parliament at 3 o'clock Jamaica time. 3 o'clock US time, 2 o'clock Jamaica time. So tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock US time, 9 o'clock Jamaica time, Conrad O'Brien, his special guest will be opposition's former opposition leader Peter Phillips, Dr. Peter Phillips, and businessman Mr. Omar Azan will be coming on to speak to us about the Jamaica's economy. So join us for those programs tomorrow. And I think in the evening, tomorrow evening, we're having my special guest who will be coming on tomorrow evening also. I'll let you all know about that. Until you hear my voice again, let me read this before I go. It is today that our best work can be done. Let me read it. Sorry. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what must happen today. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to accomplish persistent in fighting for Jamaica's future. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the future of this Jamaica land we love. Until you hear my voice again, remember to like, share, and subscribe. May God bless you, and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great night, everyone. Good night. And good night from all of us here.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.